And we're live. Hey guys, Aaron here, and welcome back to another live watch-along. Today, Watchalong to play Arbroath at Gayfield Park in the Scottish Championship. I am, as ever, joined by Neil Rooney and also special guest today, Laurie Dunzaya of Hearts TV. How you doing, gents?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Good to be back. Good to be watching another game.
Very good, Aaron. Thanks for having me on.
Aaron, Laurie. Aaron's a girl's name. And by the way, like, before anything kicks off, Aaron is it shall not cut it. It shall not cut it from here.
Aaron, my apologies.
Yes, Aaron. Open the window, let some air in. That's how you remember it.
I was going to go with Aaron, but then that would really wind you up.
You kicked off the call right away if that was the case. Anyway, so as we've said, Arbroath is a tricky away fixture for today's championship encounter. Obviously, there's certain circumstances which have led Laurie to be on the show today, but we're grateful for his appearance. Nonetheless, raising money for Big Hearts, using a bad situation to raise money for a fantastic cause. The fundraiser is linked in the description down below, so if you want to be able to donate, go ahead, feel free. And what could they win, Laurie? It's a good prize they could win, isn't it?
Yeah, so Big Hearts very kindly have put forward a signed Hearts kit, and the winner will be picked from those who donate today. So we will have Craig Wilson, who's general manager of Big Hearts, coming on in about 10 minutes, just for a few minutes to tell us a bit about what Big Hearts do. So yeah, follow the link that Aaron has mentioned, and you can donate if you can, whatever you can, a couple of quid here or there. And you will then be in with a chance of winning a signed Hearts shirt. Just make sure if you want to be in with a chance, you don't donate anonymously. Otherwise, they will not be able to figure out who you are. But just to mention, thanks to everyone so far, because we've already raised £250, and we're only a couple of minutes in. So that's really good to see. And that's all straight to charity. There is no cut. This is completely free for us.
That's not pie money or Hawks beer money. Don't worry, this is going right back to Big Hearts. We're not squirreling away any loose change for ourselves. We're not that cheap. Come on now. On a budget, yes, but we've got morals as well, you know. So all money raised today is going to Big Hearts. Gonna jump into the chat, see what everyone's saying just now. William Evans, first a comment. Good to see you, mate. Keith Darling's here, so is Hayden. A lot of new faces, a lot of new names, and a lot of regular faces as well. So thank you very much, everybody, for tuning in to today's broadcast. Walking on the bench again. Unfortunately, we'll go to the teams just shortly. Just checking. My mic's still on, guys. You can still hear me, yes?
Yeah, we can hear you, yeah.
I can hear you.
My headphones cut out for a second, so I just didn't know if I could be heard or not, but it's fine. Arbroath did indeed block the TV, so that is why Laurie is gracing us with his presence today. So Walker on the bench again. What's your thoughts on that one, gents? Walker on the bench. We'll jump into the team shortly, but your thoughts on Walker getting benched as Hearts play the first triple unchanged team for the first time since 2016. Quite a stat.
Yeah, I mean, I can see the arguments for putting Walker in the team, obviously, because he's had an impact, but at the same time, because he's having such an impact off the bench, many people will maybe look at it that he affects the game more when it's stretched later on. Maybe there's arguments he doesn't have the legs for a full 90 minutes, so bringing him on in the second half when the game's stretched, when the other team are tiring, maybe that's the most effective use of him. Although the other side of that, which I'll get Neil's thoughts on, is that it hasn't really worked for Gary Mackay-Steven so much recently, so yeah.
Oh, you're opening Pandora's box asking Neil about GMS. I'm going to warn you.
No, it's not too bad. You know, he's I think going to Walker, and I was thinking about it as soon as we found out Laurie was coming on. Laurie at least has the benefit when he's at a game live, can see everything, because I can be very critical of watching guys on telly and going, they could be doing me running a bit more, or showing a bit more work ethic. You only see what the camera's showing you. You don't see all the off the ball and all that sort of stuff. I've always been critical of him for doing that. Don't get me wrong, the way we're lining up at the moment seems to be the ideal place for him to play at the tip of that diamond. He was never really a winger. He was always a forward that wanted to cut in and stuff, which is your team was built so we could do that. GMS has all the potential in the world, and it's I don't know what it is, and when was the last time we had a decent winger? You know,
Oof,
full stop.
you're taking it back a few years, aren't you?
So
Josh
like,
Donnelly?
well, yeah, Josh has done well, but you probably, I don't know, when was the last time we had a decent winger? And we're going to mention maybe Nicholson done well in the Championship and that, but it's been sort of drained out of us that we play with wingers and stuff. So the jury's out on him at the moment because he's only just come in. So I'm going to cut him some slack. I'm not going to. Yeah. Andy Halliday, on the other hand, we might get onto him, and later on, if he started, he might get it tight.
Yeah, starting, Neil. You'll be delighted to hear that your favourite midfielder has once again got a starting place.
Oh God, here we go. Okay,
do you want me to run through the team? Because we have.
By the way,
it's nice and easy.
I'll wind them up just now.
It's nice and easy because Hearts are unchanged, as you well mentioned, Aaron. So Gordon in goals, of course, Mr. 200 from last time out, making appearance 201, and I believe will be winning the captain's armband again. He normally does in the absence of Stephen Naismith. Michael Smith right back, Stephen Kingsley left. Michael Smith, of course, who set up the goal last time Hearts travelled to Gayfield. That goal which was scored by Craig Whiten. Mihai Popescu and Craig Halkett, the centre-backs. Andy Irving, joint most assists in the Championship, along with Charlie Adam, sitting at the deeper part of the diamond. Aaron McAneff, who gave me a fist bump and a thank you for checking his name. That was before the
tremendous
game a couple of weeks ago. So I'm a big fan of his already. On the right with Andy Halliday on the left. Gary Mackay-Stephen, we believe, will be tip of the diamond again. Although, of course, Hearts did mix things up against Ayr United. They kind of reverted back to the 4-2-3-1 mid-game. And Liam Boyce, and another one of my favourites in attack, Armand Nong Douillet, who is now on a goal or an assist every 60 minutes for Hearts. And I'm a big fan of his, not just his Instagram videos, but his overall contribution.
His carpool karaoke is tremendous. He's had Pink, he's had Sweet Caroline, he's had all sorts on. I've got about 5 of them saved on my phone as reaction videos already. So
well, you can message him when we win the league and get him to sing the Heart songs. Yeah, we got some of that.
I mean, he always, if you tag him on Instagram, he always puts you on his story. So I may ask him to sing the Heart song when we win the league. Got a few decent comments in here. Score prediction from my usual viewer, Aaron874. If you're not already, by the way, score predictions, get them down there and we'll read them out. First time viewer, Mad Jock. So welcome along to the ride. Hope you enjoy. Grab some drinks, grab some snacks, and hopefully watch Hearts win a game of football for a change. That'll be not bad. King Danny V's in here as well. Gary McCabe saying we're due to give somebody a hammering. Surely. I mean, if anybody, you want it to be this lot. So let's get them pumped here, Sophie. Hello there, Rory Connell. How you doing? Finn Moore is also not sure about GMS. In my opinion, anyway, GMS was brought in for the Premiership next season. This season is about getting him settled into the club, getting him match fit. Well, I'll judge him properly on his Premiership impact because it's quite hard to impact the game in this league. Where if you've got any bit of skill, you'll get a booted kill at a post. So I feel that it's better to judge him in a league where everyone's not just looking to kick him 7 feet up in the air with every second touch. Like I'll reserve that for wider pitches, better pitches, better opposition, because I feel that playing against your bigger teams and then bigger games will get the best out of GMS. He's a big game player, loves a goal against Hibs, so I reckon, right, it'll be all fun and games until we rock up at Easter Road next season and he scores a triple hat-trick. So I'll reserve my judgment on GMS until when he plays in the Premiership, because in my mind he's a signing for the Premiership. And now, Laurie, the Arbroath starting 11, you can fire into that as you please.
Yeah, if you like it. I mean, we think they might go with a 4-4-2, but they often drop into a 4-5-1 out of possession with Derek Gaston in goals. Colin Hamilton, who is, of course, brother of Jack at left back. We've got a fellow who I've not had a name check on, but I would have liked to check this name with Arbroath if I'd been allowed to go to the game, who is on loan from Rangers. Now, he's got an Italian name, but from the little information I have, it looks like he's not actually Italian. So it's Carlo Pignatello, depending on how Italian he wants to say his name. He is at right back. In the centre for Arbroath, it's O'Brien and Little. Craigan maybe on the left, Bobby Lynn right, David Gold and Williamson in the middle. Chris Doolan and Jack Hamilton will be the more attacking players. That is not the Jack Hamilton, if you wish. It's not the
What,
former
Jack?
Hearts goalkeeper. No, indeed. It's Jack Hamilton, who has scored against Hearts this season, actually, for East Fife in the Betfred Cup.
Yeah.
And although Chris Doolan's maybe the more notable name, Jack Hamilton is on 14 goals for the season, 4 for Arbroath, 9 for East Fife, and he's got 1 for Livy as well in the Premiership. So he will probably, I imagine, be the big threat if there is a threat to Hearts, which we're hoping there won't be. But you never know.
Yeah.
You never know, indeed. By the way, lads, I'm going to ask you both personally, what's your score predictions? We're going to get some more from the chat just now, but you're being asked what your personal ones are. So, Neil, then Laurie, what he's got to say?
I'll go 2-0. Again, I think it's, like last week, it's going to be really tight. They're going to be really tight from now on. Teams just seem to sit deeper and deeper against us, so we can't get any space. So I'll go 2-0. I'll be optimistic.
Well, I was going to say 2. I'm going to be a happy clapper because you've went with 2, and I don't want to go with the same. So I'm going to say 3-0. Get up, Arbroath. Come on, the Hearts.
I reckon I'm gonna be that guy and say it'll be 1-0, like the last time. Although I reckon
Realistic.
if anyone's going to score the winner today, do you know what? Actually, I'll be positive. I'll say 2-0. Boyce and Nondvier. I reckon they'll get the goals. We've got Hawker as usual. Salam at the Tang. Hawk, how you doing? As I said to you, Laurie, this is your man from Borneo. He's had too many tigers because he can see 3 of us for a change, and he's checking his fun for to see if somebody's swapped his tiger beer for something else, and he's predicting 3-0 to the famous. Got another first time viewer in McNiven Place. How you doing, mate? Sean Pierce is saying Laurie's finally made it to the top of my screen to my left.
Am I? Yeah.
You are indeed. Gary Crawford's watching from Miami, hoping for a big win today. Anne Hickory Goat, hello there, how you doing? 3-0 says Kyle, one of JT's. So we've got a lot of positivity in the comment section, which for a while wasn't a big factor. Like Hearts, were the only team where you could be streaking clear at the top of a league and still have your fans bumping their gums. So it's nice to see a bit of happiness in the comment section for a change. Big Nando to score and do the microphone drops. I mean, we can hope. Hat trick for Boyce. Interesting. Wes Perry, long time viewer, how you doing there? And CM Jambo predicts 2-1 Hearts, although he sees them taking the lead. 1-0 says Sean Pierce with Armand getting the winner. 3-1 says Gary Crawford. How are you watching the game? Against my moral judgment, I have indeed paid Arbroath the money, and the boys are the same. For legal reasons, if anybody from Arbroath TV is watching this, we are breaking no copyright laws. We have paid for your stream. We can indeed see Dick Campbell's smiling face right now on a perfectly legal Arbroath TV /live web browser. Don't you worry. We are watching this game legally, fairly. Whatever you want to say, all I'm going to say, Neil, is don't have your audio playing because audio is copyrighted. So if you can mute your TV.
I've muted it, don't worry, I've muted it.
Good stuff. It'll be a tough game because of the wind, says Finn Moore. That's a fair point. Last time we played at Arbroath, Laurie, were you there? It's a cold place, isn't it? Me and Neil have also got experience of Gayfield, having been there with Edinburgh City. It's bloody cold, isn't it?
I've been there a few times, but I was not there earlier this season either. They don't seem to like me along that way. Maybe it's my Montrose past, I don't know. But it is, it's the closest ground apparently to the sea in Europe, and you do feel it. I've been there a few times, mainly to see Montrose actually. One of Gable Endies. So yeah, it's a cold one. It'll be a tough. It could be a tough game. And Arbroath are well organised. They're well drilled. Although they'll play defensively as such, they won't be get everyone behind the ball and get up the park that we've seen from some teams. I think they will try and attack us when the opportunity arises.
We have got a guest in our presence.
Oh yes.
We are now going to be joined by Craig Wilson. And you're in.
Hello.
How are we doing? Hello. And then there were 4.
How are we doing, Craig?
How are you guys? Yous okay?
How are we doing?
Good.
I'm good, thanks. I'm good. It's a glorious day here today. The sun is shining in. I'm delighted with this. It's great. So, all good.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Craig. I just thought it'd be good to come on. We've only got a couple of minutes before the game, but obviously we're doing a bit of a fundraiser today. Everything that gets raised is going straight to Big Hearts. This is not a stream that people are paying for. They can donate if they so wish and if they are able to. And Aaron's very kindly put the link in the description for the stream you're all watching. But I just want to get you on because obviously you are the general manager at Big Hearts, and obviously any donations go to Big Hearts. So what types of things do you do? What types of work will you be doing?
Yeah, no, thanks, Laurie, and obviously just really appreciate. First of all, you guys reaching out and saying you were going to do something that raises money for Big Hearts. It's hugely appreciated. And we're actually at the beginning of, as you know, Laurie, we've chatted about it a wee bit away from here, that Big Hearts Week, actually. So over the next week or so, we're going to be talking lots about Big Hearts. The club will be doing a bit more of talking about Big Hearts as well. So this week, hopefully, we'll bring people up to speed in terms of some of the things that we've been doing, certainly over the last year in terms of COVID-19 response, but also just more generally, what Big Hearts exists and what we look to do. I mean, broadly speaking, we use the power of the football club, the reach of football to change lives and make a difference to lives in our community. So that's a huge span of work from, working with older people right the way through to families, to kinship care families, to promoting positive mental health, helping young people perhaps where there's a need around food, need around activities. We'd normally be an organisation that's great at bringing people together and using Timecastle to do that. Clearly that's been more challenging recently, but our work doesn't stop, and it's obviously just been delivered in a slightly different way. And this year will be one that, from a kind of volunteering point of view, from a impact and life's point of view, we'll have had more volunteers than ever before, we'll have raised more money than ever before, and we'll have ultimately supported more people than ever before. And that's very much thank you to the huge level of support we get from Hearts fans themselves, from groups associated with Hearts, from funders, from staff, from volunteers. It's a huge effort. So it's a lovely chance just to say thank you, and that will be the case over the next week or so.
And I can see we're now up to £278 raised already on our official fundraiser for today, which is great. Thank you to everyone who's donated. I think we've had 20, 30 odd donators already, which is great to see. And let's hope we can raise a bit more throughout the match.
Absolutely brilliant. I mean, that's this is the thing I think. Just touching on briefly, just like you guys have done today. Reaching out and saying to Big Hearts, we're going to set up a fundraising page and encourage people to donate. There's nothing better for us as a charity to have that happening, where we've got people saying we've got different ideas, different. And I guess that's one of the things that as a charity associated with a football club, we're always really open to speaking to people and hearing what people were thinking about. Laurie, fine well how we set about launching Talk of the Town, which has been really, really valuable, and some of the feedback we've had from that's been brilliant. And that was just in response to obviously yourself, Laurie, and a group of other guys who had some time to give and recognising the challenges of the pandemic. So I think we want to be really responsive. We've always been like that. We're a small enough organisation. It means we can flex really quickly and we can adapt, and we can, early in the pandemic, it was very much about food response and getting families food really quickly and doing older people shopping for them. And as things have moved on, it's much more now about, keep people engaged and doing what we can to kind of encourage social contact, which has obviously been really, really challenging for everybody during the year. And that's not unique to local people or people of a certain age. I think everybody's found it really, really tough, and I'd certainly be no different in that.
Well, thank you very much, Craig. I'll hand back to Aaron in just a moment because we're almost at kick-off. But cheers for joining. Quick score prediction from you.
Yeah, I'll go 2-0 today. I have a feeling we will win today. And yeah, 2-0 seems about right for Arbroath. We'll not get too carried away. It'll still be really windy. It'll still be really challenging. But here's to 2-0 and maybe GMS to turn up and bag a double. There you go.
We can all dream. Thank you very much to Craig Ogson for joining us on today's stream. And then there were three once again. Hawk's asking, does he pay Arbroath today or not? No. Listen to your morals and stick with us. We've got you covered, don't you worry. During Craig's interview, I was also flashing up your score predictions. I wasn't ignoring you, don't worry. I would normally read them out, but there wasn't enough time, to be perfectly honest. Grant Watson is watching from Brisbane. 3-0, he says. A Jambo in Slovenia is Stuart Pettigrew, first-time viewer. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hopefully stick around. By the way, if you're a first-time viewer, make sure to subscribe down below and also follow me on social medias to keep up to date with any future content, any future streams from myself, my Twitter is AaronFraser37, as you can see to the left of Laurie there, and my Instagram is also We Are The Gorgie Boys. So you can indeed keep up with me over on social medias and find out when I'm broadcasting in future. Hearts are now on the pitch, and so are Arbroath. They hid that very well behind that fancy transition, I have to say. But I know it's against our morals to be watching this coverage, but I must say the camera quality is excellent. It looks very good, much better than the Pixelot cameras we had last time.
Definitely.
Yeah, Arbroath in their traditional, obviously, maroon shirts, white shorts and maroon socks, and Hearts in the sky blue number with maroon shorts and
I'm not a
sky blue socks, and we're off. I was just going to ask, what are the thoughts on that kit?
Not a fan. Really, really, really not a fan. It's just like, it's too similar to the goalie top for me, and the things on the shoulders and sleeves, like, see if it was just plain blue, I'd be okay with it. But it's just the goalkeeper top with the Tipex on the shoulders for me. Not a fan. Also, gents, what's your timestamp? Because we always have a bit of issues with that one. What's the time saying for you just now?
33.
Oh,
I'm 18.
I'm 28 at the moment.
So
I'm going to be pile again.
So not only we've invited Laurie on, but we'll be making sure Laurie leads for the rest of the afternoon because he's going to be ahead. So,
nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. I'm more than content with it. The commentator do the commentating, as that is what Laurie's good at. Although I may turn down my video quality slightly because it's given me awful lag with 1080p HD being the preferred option. I'm gonna
we should probably mention
750.
I will jump in with commentary at certain points, but that's all based on Arbroath stream. And Hearts are on the attack at the moment. Is Gary Mackay-Stephen 20 yards from goal, but well tackled. But very noticeable. Hearts are certainly in quite an advanced position early on. They're quite high up, and the pitch, which is good, not too deep. And they're coming down the left now with Liam Boyce, left of the box, trying to go to the byline. But I think the flag is possibly up, and that will be a free kick to Arbroath. But yeah, we are at the mercy of our completely legal and paid for Arbroath streams. So if anything goes down with them, it's not my fault.
Don't shout at the man when he's not in Arbroath to take the complaint. Mad Jock saying there's a ground closer to the sea than Arbroath in Iceland or the Faroe Islands. Is there not a floating ground somewhere, actually? I'm sure I've seen that somewhere.
It was maybe at the time it was like league grounds or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
You could be right. I just remember it was one of these bits of trivia which I didn't see any evidence for, but it used to get banded about. So.
Yeah.
Also, we've got the usual chat from Aaron. If Popescu scores, I'll shave my head. Take it from me, I shaved my head back in December. It's still barely grown back. It's a brave statement.
It is. It's a very
also,
brave.
A comment for Laurie to discuss why is this not on Hearts TV?
Arbroath have prohibited away commentary. They're not allowing Well, I say that. They are not allowing commentators as part of the people they will permit in the ground. So it's not against me or Hearts specifically. It's no commentators. It's a numbers thing. There's a lot of complications. I can't go into too much detail because I'll probably get in trouble. But basically, at the moment, because of the pandemic, clubs are quite strict about how many people they let in and who they let in from the other clubs. And one of the roles that Arbroath listed that would not get permitted as commentators for the away side. So make of that what you will.
We're stuck with the home commentary, which at times has been pretty funny. I won't lie. The cries of "He's wheel offside, man" did give me a chuckle a while ago, I must admit. Although we've got a new amendment to the declaration of Arbroath: no Hearts TV.
We're now at £345 in terms of donations, by the way. So thank you to everyone for doing that. That's absolutely superb. Less than 4 minutes played at Gayfield. Not too much in the way of big moments to talk about. Arbroath currently have a throw in the Hearts half, but I will jump in if anything looks promising that you need to hear about.
I've got a comment here from Craig Stewart. If Hearts win by 3+ goals, he'll double what is raised on stream.
Oh my!
Fair play.
Now that's some commitment. Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. 2-0 Hearts predicts against Alex Hinks. And also, a wee shout, like, we know, given that you're not watching the game, or I'd assume not a lot of you aren't watching the game, it might not be an issue, but don't spoil the score in the chat, because there's previous on this channel, a lot of people finding the score in when our streams are a bit behind, so we're seeing it in the chat before we see it on the screen. And it kind of ruins the moment for you, if you will. So we just we try to keep on top of that, and it's gotten better over the few months that we've been doing this streaming thing. But sometimes people do jump in, and a warning: if you do jump in and spoil the score, you will get a permanent chat ban, and you don't want that, do you? So just keep stum until the ball hits the net.
We do have I was going to say
it's a bit of a worrying moment there for Hearts with a long ball over the top, and Doolan managed to get in behind. I don't think the flag was up. Unfortunately, with the stream that we have, it's hard to tell sometimes. Mm-hmm. But play did continue, and Gordon came and collected the ball. But Arbroath are pushing the two strikers as a front two when they're going forward. So it does look like a 4-4-2 for Arbroath.
Yeah, we won't have any worries of shouts from other rooms today either, as my dad's refusing to watch any football today. So he's watching.
Neil's old man, Buckfast Benny's got previous history for
spoiling the score for me and Aaron with the loud cries or shouts of disarray, which is really frustrating for us. So.
Mm-hmm. I'm doing good, as I thank you very much.
Hearts moving the ball around quite confidently at the moment, but Arbroath sitting quite deep, which is obviously making it a bit difficult. You'll probably remember the last time we came here, it was that was largely the story for most of the game. Lots of possession for Hearts, but Arbroath getting men behind the ball and then keeping Hearts arm's length, and they actually created a couple of decent chances.
Looking not too bad so far. Maybe it's because of the increased stream quality, but I almost feel like I'm at the game. Like, I can actually see the crumbling terraces in high definition. Superb. We've now got 334 viewers. It's a channel best by an absolute country mile. Thank you so much to everyone for the amazing support on today's stream. Funnily enough, we were actually considering not doing this stream last week. We kind of debated on air the morals of giving Arbroath the money. So I'm very glad, Laurie, that you got in touch with us about the idea, because if it hadn't been for that, there may not have been a stream today, and now look what we've done with this in just over 24 hours. It's ridiculous. It's mad. So thank you very much to everybody for making this show and the fundraiser so successful. Pie today is the macaroni. Neil, you got any halftime scran, or are you sticking to your crisps?
Nothing today, mate. Nothing at all. I'll just have I'll make sure I've got another cider. So it's fine.
Understandable. And yourself, Laurie, any refreshments on the table?
I don't have anything here just now. I'm completely on the non-alcoholic juice just now, but I do have 4 pints from my local pub in the fridge, ready for celebrating a win. In terms of the match action, Hearts have just won themselves a free kick about 40 yards from goal on the left. I'll probably take you through this because Aaron McInnes is going to take it. Floats into the box. Quite a few bodies in there. It's back into the danger area. Nongdue battling for it. A chance still alive. My screen has almost died, but it's back alive. Come on, Arbroath TV. Whipped in by Irving towards Liam Boyce. It's going to fall at the back post, driven across the box, and there's Nongdue not able to get onto it. I'm not sure who got the back post chance. I think it was
fake Halkett.
He was about 3 pixels when it happened, so I wasn't quite sure. 8 minutes played, Arbroath 0, Hearts 0. This is much harder than being at the game, I tell you.
Well, welcome to the life of Riley. This has been our life since the season began.
Yeah, I know.
Aye. How do we do it every week? A lot of willpower and a lot of swearing, but that is how we get by. That's how we get by. The new guy, Hayden, is Laurie, the commentator on Hearts TV. So, bit of a big deal. So we're very glad to have Laurie on the channel today. Our score predictions we gave them earlier. Neil, yours was 2-0, wasn't it? Laurie's was 3-3, and mine was also eventually 2. Aye, that's Janelli's thing. That's Janelli's wee thing. We'll leave that to him. It is indeed our highest. Lafferty scored in a minute for Kilmarnock. I still miss him, okay? Leave me alone.
Long ball forward from Hearts here. It's broken in the box and almost fell for Nongdue. Again, it was very direct from Hearts that time. Sorry to cut you off there, Aaron, but that was another half chance. Some decent, I guess, attacking intent from Hearts early on. Playing with a decent tempo, I would say.
Yeah, definitely. It's having a big man always like and we won't discuss Craig Levein too much to go back the way, but it was always grew up watching Mark De Vries because De Vries was very knock the ball to De Vries and then you would knock the ball to Kevin McKenna. And in recent years we've had guys like John Sutton and stuff like that, and you've tried to do it to them and it doesn't work. So this guy, Armand, looks like he can get on the deck and get up and win the balls as well. So he looks like he can do it all, which is really good.
Definitely, yeah. Hearts.
What's going on with the stream, by the way?
I know,
it's completely frozen for me.
My screen was like green entirely.
Oh, it was awful.
CM Jambo's kicked the nail on the head with his comment there. Probably still got dial-up in Arbroath. They might not have broadband, never mind fibre optic, so it might still be a dial-up modem.
Hearts are on the attack, throw in on the right, almost in line with the 18-yard box. They're attacking the Pleasureland end of the ground just now.
Can I confirm it's a very good place to go. They've got a fantastic like the big hammer machines that you hit and like you try and go up the wee leaderboard. I can confirm that on my excursion with Edinburgh City, I did indeed break the record for the highest score on that machine. A score I hope still stands.
The best thing about the Pleasureland bit behind the goal is sometimes. Obviously pre-COVID, it's got one of those bouncing swing type rides.
Yeah,
it's like I don't know what they call them.
The trampolines.
So you'd be at the game and you'd see a wee kid just bounce up behind the stands, looking at the game every now and again. It's Pleasureland is like a fun fair amusement park for anyone who doesn't know. It sounds like it could
that's all it is.
It sounds a bit dodgy, doesn't it?
Yes.
Anyway,
I do remember being there for the friendly. A couple of years ago, and I sat behind the dugout behind Dick Campbell and his brother. That was an experience in itself, listening to those two out commentating on the players. But it just seemed like that kid looks like he's having so much more fun than me sitting here.
Arbroath on the attack, ball into the Hearts box to the back post, and it's back into the danger area, and it's over the bar in the end. But that was a decent chance for Arbroath. I would say the first clear-sighted goal for the home side. Ball floated in from the right. I'm just trying to think. See, you got the final touch. It's back into the danger area, and is it Doolan who gets the final effort?
Looks like Chris Doolan.
He loved the goal against us a few years ago for Partick Assault.
Scored this season against us as well. Yeah, 5 goals against Hearts in total for Chris Doolan, 4 for Partick in that consolation at Tynecastle last meeting. He scored the winner against Wraith last month as well, so he is a danger despite his 34 years. I say that's my age. So.
Doing it is playing against Hearts, and Laurie is commentating on Hearts. There's levels to this game.
Yeah,
well, whatever. It's Arbroath, come on. He's going to score now, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, he'll shush the cameras and we know he will.
Cup his ear. Get up, Laurie Dunser on a t-shirt.
It just reveals it.
Arbroath still on the front foot, incidentally. They got a throw in on the right. It's thrown to the edge of the Hearts box. Chance for Craigan. He feeds it to the left-hand side. Looking for space on the left for a cross. Again, I've got about 5 pixels, so I don't know who's on the ball, but the cross comes in and goes out for a goal kick. Jeez, I'm glad I'm not having to commentate on this stream for an official coverage.
Sacked in the morning. And we're being asked, Laurie, how have we started? I've only seen pixels for half this thing, so I can barely even keep track of how we're playing. How do you feel Hearts have started in the opening 13 minutes on my screen, whatever it is for you guys? The opening period of the game, shall we say?
It's hard to tell. I thought we started with a decent tempo in the opening few minutes, but Arbroath have come into it the last 3 or 4. They seem to have pushed up now, and this is the best spell for Arbroath just now. So it's too early to tell, but I would say it's been direct at times from both clubs, which we maybe didn't expect. Here go Arbroath again on the right. Chance to cross. It's into the Hearts box, and eventually the men in light blue get it clear. Of course, not in maroon today. Ball still bouncing around. It's very untidy, and then there's a foul on Craig Halkett, who looks like he's one of the players who looks like he really needs the hairdressers to open on the 5th of April, is it?
I mean, Neil, you may laugh. You may laugh yourself. You're rocking the Paul Hartley with more pies look.
it's honestly, it's coming along. It's getting close that I can tie it.
Right, you're cultivating it. Also, we've got 2-0 Edinburgh City. Oof! Don't mind it. We've got viewers from Spain. Got viewers from Ireland. We're all over the shop today. Thank you very much for the international support. The International Stream Supporters Club. That can be a new flag at Tynecastle. After
free kick to Hearts here. Armand Nongdoué just been taken out. He's still on the ground. It's only about maybe 10-15 yards inside the Arbroath half. We're almost at the 15-minute mark, but it looks like it'll be Aaron McAneff again to take this. He's been on the couple of the free kicks early on, so stay with you for now. As I say, it's maybe 40 yards plus away from goal, left to centre. Plenty of bodies forward for Hearts though. McAneff floats it in. Arbroath get it half cleared, still alive. Irving feeds it to the right. Uncharacteristically poor pass though from Andy Irving there, and allows Arbroath to get it clear. And as we pass the 15-minute mark, it stays Arbroath 0, Heart and Midlothian 0.
Laurie, I need to ask you a question. Where did you get your very fetching top?
That I'm wearing?
Yeah.
This is the Hearts, that third kit. It's just, I don't know if it's the light.
It doesn't look black on the stream.
It looks purple.
It looks purple.
It's probably the light because it's actually really sunny today. You've probably noticed. It's coming right at me. But this is it's just the Hearts third kit. But I noticed that when I came on, it doesn't look like the actual colour it is.
I was like, oh, that's quite nice. Yeah.
That's another fetching number. What year's that from?
It's another free kick to Hearts. This one's on the right-hand side. And again, they're moving Halkett and Popescu forward. So a chance to get the ball into the Arbroath box. I would imagine Irving's going to take this one, so it'll be an in-swinger from the right-hand side. And again, Hearts will move the defensive players forward. Quite a busy start for referee Ewan Anderson.
Quite lovely of Arbroath TV to show me the free kick.
Floated in. Free. It's cleared by the Arbroath defence, but hopefully Hearts will try and go again. Andy Halliday can't get it under control, however, and Arbroath get it clear. But a lot of set-piece opportunities. Ewan Anderson being kept fairly busy. So this could be a game where the likes of Nongdoué's aerial ability comes into play.
Had the goalie worried about that one because the goalie was coming out in front of his back forward and that to try and get it, and it was cleared. So poor communication on their part, which is good.
Yeah, very defensively well organised, normally Arbroath. But they conceded a few goals recently, of course, that 4-2 defeat here to Queen of the South. That was their last home game. So maybe a bit of fragility creeping in there for them.
I'm feeling I might need to go down to 240p for my stream to see if that helps it.
I'm getting a weird Technicolor job here. Is that what you guys are getting as well?
Yeah.
I've just left mine on auto as well because I didn't trust it to go at 1080. But it's a bit stop-start just now. It's a free kick going Arbroath's way this time in the Arbroath half of the field. Still 0-0.
Yeah.
Hearts, of course, top of the table, 15 points ahead of the games today. Have you guys been keeping an eye on the scores elsewhere? Because I know we've got Ayr against Wraith, Dunfermline, Inverness, and Morton, Queen of the South after Dundee's big win at Alloa last night.
Nothing has popped up on the old Vidi printer at the moment.
The old teletext
championship. So nothing's really popped up just now.
15 points clear for Hearts. Arbroath have been dragged back into that relegation playoff spot. So Alloa's win, obviously last week, was quite big for them, albeit they suffered that heavy defeat to Dundee. So it's really congested down there. Obviously, we don't care so much about that, but for interest, it can get quite congested in the rest of the league. The bottom 9, should we say?
Yes. There's been no scores so far. Mad Jock, who's appeared to be our score correspondent for today's game. Kevin Wilson's a big fan of the tiny changes, Top Neil. You'd love to see that. We're going to bin the pie quiz this week for half time. We're going to have that next week. So thank you very much to Hawk for the effort as always. Anybody answering chat? We are answering chat, don't worry, but bear in mind we've got a commentator on here, so I can't speak over Laurie all the time, but when there's lulls in the play,
feel free.
When there's lulls in the play, I'll be speaking.
This is new for all of us here, so honestly, if people think I'm talking too much, then tell me,
Yes.
and you can tell me to shut up, or vice versa.
Nah.
We're working this out as
Shut
we
up,
go.
Laurie, hardly.
The savage comment section. You need to watch for them. Yeah.
Yes. Somebody said earlier there was a 404 error pressing the donate now button on the page. It would appear to have fixed itself now,
Okay.
I think, because people are donating. The stream to watch the game is on Arbroath FC TV, but we'd advise you to not give them any money and just to watch this instead. If you could get 3 former Hearts players back, who would it be? Ooh, interesting. Personally, I'd say Scatchell, number 1. Lafferty, number 2, just for the sheer amount of goals he scored. And the last one, there'll be so many ones that I'm just missing out on. But off the top of my head just now, I'll go for prime Christoph Berra. Like when he could actually run.
Not the Christoph Berra that's on the bench today.
No, not that Christoph Berra. Lewis McCready says Oshiniwa, Dowda and Wanma, obviously.
Hearts coming forward again. Actually, I'm just cutting here on the right-hand side. Ball into the box. Nongdue waits, gets a header in, and that's just a yard wide of the left post in the end. Decent ball coming in from the right-hand side. Nongdue peeled away. Maybe just need to get cleaner contact on that. But that was a good chance for Hearts. 21st minute here, 0-0. But for a moment when I saw him get some space there, I thought that was going to be finding the back of the net.
Yeah, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but it looked like he was stretching for that. You know, I can't believe he was stretched for anything, to be brutally honest. But yeah, he just looked like he stretched that wee touch. But you're right, clean header.
There's a goal in the Championship. Morton take the lead.
Morton against Queen of the South, yeah. We'll keep an eye on the live table because it'd be quite interesting, especially to see how Dunfermline obviously get on in their game. But so many teams can get themselves into a playoff spot or get dragged into a relegation battle. So, yeah, we'll keep an eye on the scores.
Owen Beveridge is saying he's got a terrible memory, but he thought Wanma was class. Scored loads. He scored a fair few goals, but he lived offside. Like, I still remember a game at Easter Road. Like, I'm pretty sure he was marked offside in the first half. More times he got shots on goal. It was ridiculous.
Do you know who he made his debut against? This is
Who?
so sad that I know this off the top of my head. Arbroath in the League
Was
Cup.
it the Betfred Cup, by any chance?
Yeah.
A certain game at Tynecastle where your commentary cut out?
Yes, it was actually it was until this season, that game was the only competitive meeting between these sides, I think, since 1980. But Hearts are on a 9-game consecutive winning streak against Arbroath in competitive matches, dating back 46 years, and now we've jinxed it, haven't I?
Of course you have. Maroon Tinted Specs is asking when's the raffle? I'm guessing that'll be after the game.
Yeah, so we'll keep taking donations throughout the game and then maybe just a little bit afterwards. Big Hearts are sorting out the prize draw, the raffle, however you want to call it. So of all the people who've donated, someone will randomly get chosen by Big Hearts at some point after the game. And we'll probably just maybe update it on Twitter. So keep an eye on our tweets and Big Hearts tweets, and they'll sort out the rest.
You can watch the game here, not on Arbroath TV. King Danny B has also just dug out his lead judge.
King Danny B used to sit beside me in the Wheatfield stand many years ago. He lives in Austria now, but he used to sit beside me in section G in the Wheatfield stand. Good lad. Hope you're enjoying it, Danny. Just like being next to you in the old days.
We've got a few good treble combinations of players to bring back. James Fobbitzer asks, how have we been so far? We've been not too bad, I think. Just not got enough shots on goal for my liking. But we'll get there, I'm sure. We've had a few half chances, I think. But I reckon as Arbroath players tire more, we'll really start to turn the screw and really take the game to them. As Kingsley hammers the ball straight out of play. I love that.
Yeah, here go Arbroath, though. It's Cragen from about 30 yards plus, and that one is high, wide, and not handsome whatsoever. Out for a goal kick, which Mr. Handsome, Craig Gordon, will take in front of the empty stand over to the right. 24th minute, still 0-0. It's not been a lot to write home about. I don't think we can say at this point exactly how the game is going to pan out, but the only thing I'm quite pleased at is it's not a case of Hearts knocking it back to fourth at the back, just as Craig Gordon gives the ball away. Now Arbroath come forward.
Oh,
No foul though. But yeah, we've seen that kind of passage of play repeatedly in recent games where it's Halkett to Popescu, back to Halkett, back to Popescu, back to Gordon, back to Halkett, over to Kingsley. There's been a little bit more of a direct approach from Hearts, which I like to see at times, mix it up a little.
Definitely, yeah.
I was about to commentate on the game there, but I realised I'm about 30 seconds behind the both of you, so I'll just shut up about the actual game. I'll let Laurie take care of that. But well, really good suggestions so far. But yourself, lads, if you could bring back 3 players to play for Hearts now, who would they be?
It's hard, eh? I really like. I've not listened to it. I just see clips. Colin Cameron would be probably one for me.
Oh, fantastic. I loved Colin Cameron. I was the most gutted I ever was when a player left, was when Colin Cameron left Hearts. He was just... Tell
we got beat off Dundee his last game, and you could just tell he was in tears walking around the pitch. You know, at the end of the game, when you're like, yeah, that's him, he's away, cheer it up. Oh, I was spewing. Hartley was excellent, but Cameron...
Cameron was a bit more dynamic than Hartley. They were similar but different. Like Cameron with the ball at his feet could carry it and take on players. I think Hartley made those runs late into the box, whereas Cameron was sort of he was so skillful as well. He was fantastic. Incidentally, at Gayfield, it's a free kick to Arbroath this time, midway inside the Hearts half, out on the left. So this is a chance for Arbroath to get one into the Hearts box. Here it comes now into the area. It's Big Nongdwe back there defending this time. And I think either the flag was up for offside or a foul, but Hearts get it clear and it will be a free kick. But certainly his 6'4" frame, very useful in both boxes at times.
Got a donation here from Alan Scrimger. Thank you very much for the continued support of Big Hearts. Really, Bruno and Scatchel. That's a very good suggestion there.
Who are those behind me?
Yeah.
Got a question here from CM Jumbo. What stand do you prefer to watch the game? Well, I've sat in the old main stand or the new main stand my entire life, so I'm going to say the main. Yourselves, gents, do you have a preferred seat in the stadium aside from your own obvious seat? Why is the camera going straight up? What's up with that?
It's a bit. I think for me it's a bit different because Laurie, are you normally based in the new stand or are you in the Wheatfield?
Back of the Wheatfield in recent years, but obviously I was in the old main stand for a long time.
So it's like I've sat for games. We sat and watched the League Cup game, and we were in PR after a few beers, and you were like, the sun just was in your eyes for the whole game in that new stand. And I'm like, I quite happily sit in the cold in the Wheatfield stand, so the sun's not in my eyes for the game.
Hearts have just won a corner. Sorry, you want me to keep a track of this? 27 minutes played out on the left-hand side, in front of the Pleasureland end, as it's going to get called throughout this coverage.
Tremendous.
Just waiting to see. Gary Mackay-Stevens gone short, but I think the corner will go into the box from McInnes. Floated in now, back post area, but Arbroath flick it clear. Irving returns it into the box, over the head of Halkett. My stream's now in slow motion. And I think Arbroath have cleared.
And so's the internet, clearly.
Yep, Arbroath have got it clear. Somehow, I don't know, but they've definitely got it clear. Chance gone. Still 0-0.
Why can't we score in the first half hour? There's some questions science still can't answer, and that's one of them. Hartman Lothian and scoring goals in the first half an hour, it doesn't go. It doesn't exist. Alexander Scott says it's strange listening to us while watching Scotland Italy on TV. It's a strange time to be alive. That's only the first yawn in today's stream. I've done well. That's 48 minutes. Come on then. Round of applause for myself. Come on now.
Right. Just to jump in, £500 has been passed in the donations.
£500. Wow. We're also just about to hit 400 viewers. That is ridiculous. We're on 398 just now.
So 1 Hibs 0.
Come on! Play Carnival de Paris up the Lions. There we go. That's delicious. That's lovely. That's lovely. We do love that, don't we?
Yeah, we definitely.
I thought we'd score because of your reaction, Laurie.
Sorry. No, I would jump in well before that. My apologies.
Oh, don't apologise. It's fantastic content. Hawk's favourite place is standing under the evening news sign on Gorgie Road with his dad. and then sitting in the Gorgie stand with his son. It's heartwarming content, isn't it? For the Burnley days, we'd be 3-0 up by now. I've heard stories from my old man that the Burnley teams would just blow people out of the water. Like I was only, I'm going to make you feel very old, gents. I was 3 years old in that season, so I never got to see the 05-06 team in the pomp. But I've heard that we used
Arbroath
to
on the left,
smash
good
teams.
ball into the box, but Kingsley, I think, gets it clear in the end. Arbroath still have the possession, but there's Gary Mackay-Stephen tracking back to win it. To be fair to GMS, did well, came back in his own half, won possession and drew the foul, gets Hearts a free kick. But certainly it's been a fairly even 20 minutes, I would say, after Hearts maybe looked the better side in the opening 10, which is probably a slight concern that Arbroath have threatened a little bit. Hopefully Hearts will maybe take the game by the scruff of the neck. But still 0-0 as we approach the half-hour mark at Gayfield.
We have now hit 400 viewers. Tremendous. Thank you very much, everybody.
More than what Arbroath would get for a game, eh?
I mean, they're currently sitting on 1.1.
Here go Hearts, incidentally, on the right.
That's true.
Crossed into the box, but it's overhit. And I don't think Liam Boyce will get to that one. It's ushered out of play by the right back, and that will be a throw-in to Arbroath. Still goalless.
I totally forgot you could see that 1.1 in the top left-hand corner.
It's now down to 1.0. We're making moves. What's your Hearts' unpopular opinion? The pies are nicer in the Wheatfield than the main stand. Shoot me. Because genuinely, like,
opinion?
because I hear people all the time talking about how the main stand pies are still great. Nonsense. Seeing the old stand, yes, correct, they were stupendous. But since we went to the new stand, I've heard folks say, I love the pies. They're dog meat. They're awful. You've got to go to the Wheatfield corner down the south of the wee pie hut to get a half decent scran. It's ridiculous, honestly. The first time I went there in the new stand, I was biting into concrete. I was like, my bloody teeth. It was ridiculous, honestly. They make you work for a good scrat at Tynecastle these days. It's like that sausage roll, but even they're a bit greasy as well. So hopefully when we go back, we've not got to walk half the length of Gorgie for a decent pie. It's a shambles. It's a shambles.
Yeah, I have to run around the pitch at half time to get a pie. Hearts on the attack again just now, but Nongdwe was crowded out. Arbroath try to get a few players close to the Hearts number 9, and again Dick Campbell's side come away with it. But yeah, in normal times, I have to run around the side of the pitch, get down at the main stand, get to the press area, grab a pie, grab a drink, run back round. But there's been a few games where the teams are coming out for the second half, and there's still me jogging around the side of the pitch, trying not to spill my tea.
Oh, yeah.
I love that. You've got to respect that hustle, you really do. Best comment of the day, it's more of a trickle than a stream. I've not got my hat on today, but I tip my hat to you for that.
I think I need to put it off auto because it's like brilliant quality and then it just disappears completely.
It's not making a difference, Laurie. I'm down to, what am I down to? I'm down to 240p, 260p, the lowest one, and it's still just as bad.
I'm just sat on 720 for the best because I genuinely couldn't see who the players were when I went down to 240.
I still can't see who a lot of them are. The Arbroath one's a struggle, which is why you've probably not heard me mention their players too much.
Completely understandable. We've had the same issue a number of times this season as Craig Gordon throws it out towards Stephen Kingsley. That was probably about 5 business days ago, but are Hearts doing anything of note, Laurie?
Where was that? Was that even this game? Was that the last time we were at Gayfield?
Possibly.
Eric Gaston's in possession of my stream. He's the other goalkeeper.
He's now bouncing the ball for me. I'm on 32.45, so...
You're a wee bit behind, aye.
Yeah, just a little bit. Arbroath streaming this from an old Nokia, not for us to say, but yes. Gordon Bastick has joined the stream. How you doing? The chicken pakora's nice for the new main stand. I'm getting to sample a pakora. I've not... I can't speak. I wanted to... see for ages before the COVID shutdown, I was always intrigued by the curry shed, but I never ventured over to investigate the culinary delights on offer. But I'm tempted when we go back. That'll be my first port of call at Tynecastle. Get in the main stand, walk all the way around, and get myself a pakora because I'm interested to see what they've got to offer. Be interesting, I think. Italy down to 14. I presume that's in the rugby. Man sent off, and The
Not even
egg chasing.
shaped ball. Come on.
Exactly. Come on.
I know it's
Gotta get it right.
tough watching Hearts sometimes, but I won't revert to rugby. No danger.
Yeah.
I think it's Arbroath have won themselves a corner on the left, so I'll stick with this for now. 35th minute here. Not too much to separate the sides, and obviously 0-0 on the score line. So corner from the left-hand side. Hearts getting, I think, everyone back. Certainly Nongdby and Boyce are back in the box.
Got a goal in the Premiership. 1-0 to St Mirren.
So corner whipped in now to the near post area, and it's flicked away by someone. But again, I got a bit of a pixelated view, so it's cleared anyway.
Someone in a maroon shirt flicked it away.
Yeah. Oh, I've not even seen the flick. I just got pixels and the ball was away. So
I've seen flixels. Ha I'll see myself out, lads. Cheers for having me on.
I saw Joel Sked said in the evening news that this meeting is between the two oldest sides in the league on average. Hearts' average age this campaign 29 and Arbroath's 28.7. There you go.
Here's Lewis's unpopular opinion, with the alcohol-free bar being the biggest waste of space.
I would say any alcohol-free bar is a waste of space.
Let alone the one in Tynecastle. I mean, let's be real. I doubt they'll serve alcohol at games for an awful long time, for obvious reasons.
Because of two clubs, unfortunately.
Yes,
not
exactly.
Us,
but that's none of my business. I mean, I can legally buy a drink on Wednesday, so.
Oh, can you?
So I'm 18 on Wednesday.
Oh, exciting times.
So
that does make me
this is
feel
my this is my last ever live stream as a child legally, I think. Aye, that is right, isn't it?
Sober legally, yeah.
Yes.
God, I might have to get my pints out the fridge earlier than expected if this game doesn't liven up.
Yeah, I
Can't blame you.
The best way to do it, we tongue in cheek, we done a podcast with a couple of boys from Edinburgh City, and that's what sometimes the solace is, and the saving grace has been you can at least get up and go to the fridge. You can't really do that at the game.
Hearts have won a throw-in, and I'm getting excited by that at the moment. It's about 15 yards from the corner flag. Stephen Kingsley's going to take it, so I'm trying to be optimistic. I think we might get something here. Kingsley gets it back from Halliday. Halliday on the left. Rolls it back to Irving. First time ball into the box. Boyce with the header down. Still alive in the box. And eventually creeps out of play. And again, this stream is deliberately going pixelated at the key moments. I don't know if it was offside or if it was out of play for a goal kick. But the attack broke down. And with 8 minutes left of the first half, Arbroath 0, Heart of Midlothian 0.
Thank you very much, Wes. Thank you very much to everyone that said happy birthday in advance. I appreciate it. First pint back at the Murrayfield is on me. I'll take you up on that offer, KT. Thank you very much. And we're being asked about what the game's been like. Laurie summed it up pretty well. Pixelated and non-eventful, to be kind, I think.
Yeah, no real clear chance for either side unless the pixels blocked it. But it'll be Arbroath will be happier at this point, obviously, given the resources and the position they were in. Hearts just need to show a bit more quality in the final third. I would suggest, and I'll get Neil's thoughts on it, less of the problem being that we're just knocking it about in our own half, but just lacking a bit of quality when we're actually getting into the final third. We've been a bit more direct, but just don't have the good final ball or a good finish.
Yeah, I'd agree with you on that. And I think that's probably something that the phrase, you always look for somebody to unlock a door, and I just feel that times we've really lacked that, and especially did last season. And like Irvin, as much as I like the guy, he's still a young guy. You would hope the experienced pros round about him can, help with the burden of that. But it seems to be unless he threads something or really, starts off a move with a great pass, it's a bit. You're just missing it.
Oh, that's a moment in the Arbroath box there. Sorry to cut you off. Gary Mackay-Stephen knocked over. I think he would be optimistic to get a penalty because I don't think he'd actually got to the ball, but he's not too happy there, to be fair.
Yeah.
Oh, I've just seen that now. That could have been a penny. They did a bit of a hefty shove.
That's probably good. That's good, a good traditional sturdy centre half, just using his body and I'll try and be impartial, but yeah, I would have been screaming for it at the game. But
I'm going to be impartial. That should be a penalty and a lifetime ban and a red card.
it's what I think you're seeing at the moment is we're probably seeing it's infuriating at the amount of times Hearts have signed a striker with a decent goal record and we've not used them in the right way. We seem to be using Boyce in the right way, and we've got somebody beside him that's complimenting him, which is making a big thing. So, on me
13 goals this season is superb. I think when you factor in the fact that his game has been about so much more than goals. I think, people say it's a championship. He should get goals, and I expected him to get goals. I expected him to be at this level, I suppose, at least by this point. But I think he's been so influential overall, which I think is credit to him. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Boyce and Nongdwie. If we can keep them both up there together and give them supply and a chance to gel, I think we could be onto something there.
Mm-hmm. Definitely,
very good partnership developing there. We've got £554 raised so far by 42 donors. Tremendous stuff. Thank you all so much for the support towards Big Hearts. Hats off to you. Tremendous. Hawk talking about being pixelated in Bangkok once. I can only imagine. People saying that we should try and get Alan Campbell. Wouldn't mind it. Question of the day: do you have a Corona or a San Miguel? Has to be Corona. Has to be a Corona. Get that, didn't you? Gogsy says we're not getting Campbell. Gogsy can say all he wants. Boyce has to be a success story. Grateful to have him. He's a good player. Hearts always drive you to drink. Well, this orange juice is it's helping me very much right now. Ugh.
Arbroath with the ball in the Hearts half at the moment, attacking down the right. 4 minutes to go in the first half, looking to try and push a few more bodies forward here, the home side. It's Halkett coming across to win it. Mackay-Stephen back there, and certainly Arbroath battling pretty well here to keep Hearts at bay. I think Hearts need to try and get the foot on the ball a bit more as Smith plays it forward, looking for Nongdwie. Half cleared again, and it's Arbroath who come away with possession. Still 0-0. I'm really being optimistic to try and jump in when in the middle of the park. Here's Nongdwie on the right in front of the main stand. Goes down, no free kick. Arbroath throw, and play continues. Dick Campbell, is it Dick Campbell I can see down there?
No, I think it's his brother. It's the weird thing. I think Dick Campbell tends to just sit in the stand and
shouting from there.
Yeah.
Ian actually, his brother played for Arbroath briefly in the 1960s.
There you go.
There you go. God, I'm reeling out the really pointless trivia.
No. Trivia.
Laurie, your podcast is being blamed for Hearts' downturn in fortunes. Your thoughts on that one?
That's right. It was our fault. We started Scarves Around the Funnel. Our first episode, we were top of the league in the Premiership by I think we went 7 points clear after our second episode or something.
Oh God, where did that all go wrong?
Downward spiral since then. I take full responsibility. I do apologise.
Messi out of contract at the end of the season. Imagine him putting a shift on at Easter Road. I reckon Hearts could sign Messi. He'd score 2 goals in 5 games before going loan to Queen of the South.
Could he do it on a cold afternoon at Arbroath? That's the question.
Absolutely not.
Could they do it on a summer's day in Arbroath? It's just probably even colder than a winter's day.
Could anybody do it in Arbroath willingly?
Based on this, no.
No.
Although Lynn, it's his 300th appearance for Arbroath today, so clearly he can.
Messi. Messi.
No, Bobby Lynn.
Bobby Lynn. Aye.
Bobby Lynn.
Aye.
Bobby Lynn.
Their answer to Messi.
Bobby Lynn, who actually scored his first senior goal in football against Hearts.
Typical, isn't it?
League Cup in December 2003 at Dens Park for Dundee. He was 18 at the time. Do you know who was in goals?
Who was?
Craig Gordon.
Woo! Wow.
Who was it? You know who was it right back?
Robbie Nielsen.
Robbie Nielsen. Indeed. He hasn't scored against Hearts since that game in 2003. So
hopefully keeps that bloody run up.
Hopefully that keeps going.
Yeah.
We're still playing a diamond, yes. We're doing not too bad. One of these days we'll score in the first 10 minutes. We can enjoy the game. That'll never happen.
I don't know
That Dundee game gave us a massive false sense of security. It's not exactly been rip-roaring since then. Should
know
Hearts have tried harder to sign Lafferty? I mean, past in the past now, I suppose.
Do you know, it's really hard when you're talking about formation. It's really hard when you're watching a wee stream when the camera's, and it's a bit pixelated and the camera's quite close in like this. It's really hard to keep tabs on exactly what formation you're playing, because obviously when you're there, you can look around and see what's happening off the ball. But God, I feel sorry for you guys. Try to keep an eye on that.
Honestly, welcome to the world of a streamer. It's not a world that I'll be staying into for as long as I have to. As soon as I can go back to games, believe you me, I'll be back vlogging at games.
Yeah.
But until those far-fetched days, I'll still be stuck on stream. The streams that brutal, I just realised Hearts are playing in blue. I really don't blame you at this point. I really don't.
Did you hear about the story? I was watching Camelin against Brora. To decide
the cup
who
game.
would play us. So when it first started the stream, there's no commentary on that. So I was a bit unsure. I thought I had it right in terms of the red team were Camelin, because I knew Brora played in red, but so did Camelin. So I did just double check online, and I knew which team was which. But I heard about a Brora fan who watched the stream, an older guy, and was fuming after it because he thought Brora lost because he assumed Brora were playing in red. Watched the entire game supporting the wrong team, and didn't find out till the next day that his team had actually won.
Yeah, you got sent a shirt actually because of that. He got sent the shirt they wore.
Aye,
which
that's
is
right,
you've got to respect that. You really do.
We're into added time at the end of the first half, and another thing that I love about the championship, and by love I mean hate, is when you're at a game, there's no fourth official half the time.
Yeah.
So you're like, it gets to added time, and I'm like, how much you adding on? 1, 2, 5, 8?
24.
I had a friend who was training to be a referee, so he stepped away from it for multiple reasons. But I was like, why is that never the case? He's like, because we don't have enough officials in Scotland. He's like, we have them for the Premier League and for the telly, and apart from that, if it's not, you're like, what?
That's half time. Arbroath 0, Heart of Midlothian 0. Not an awful lot to write home about. I would suggest you get thoughts of anyone who might be watching, because I've not got much to say, and I'm off duty today, so I'm going to avoid having to try and put a positive spin on that.
I've seen better, of what I got to see behind the pixels, but I'm sure we'll step it up second half. Hopefully Nielsen gives one absolute bollocking at half time, because let's be real, we need to stamp our authority on this game. You're being asked, Laurie, is Jimmy Sanderson on the Stags run this afternoon? Whatever
What's
that
that
means. Is Jimmy on the Stags run this afternoon? No clue what that means.
John,
but
what he means is the Stags run is my local pub, is Stags in Musselburgh, and I get a carry out. I get takeaway pints from them every week. Right. I've actually got them already. They're in the fridge. I did it in advance, so I have my pints in the fridge ready to go. They were going to be post-match, but as things stand, I am contemplating pouring the first one at this halftime break.
Just join in, mate.
I wouldn't blame you at all. I think my pie's in the oven though, so that's suffering the blow of 45 minutes I will never get back in my life. Let's see. Glenn McPherson is saying he's predicting Armagh to score in the last minute to draw 1-1. Come on. Bit more positivity. Hala Mussy, says Jack. CM Jumbo reckons it'll be the usual. Bring on Jamie Walker and we'll create and score. By the way, Trips, half-time thoughts. Fire them down there. Are you not having a drink? Legally, I cannot until Wednesday, so I'm on the baby food until then.
This is a completely legal stream. Watching a legal stream.
Yep.
We will not show match coverage. Just in case you're tuning in, anyone from Arbroath Football Club, we are not breaking any rules.
We've all got receipts. We've all got a receipt. That's all it is.
Do you want to know something funny? This is how paranoid I was. I paid for this stream completely legally. I did not use my card. I used my girlfriend's card and her name, just in case.
In case they went, oh, that's that guy. We're not letting him in. No,
let's get a list.
You have made the list.
Yeah, I know.
At the police. What are you going to do? Phone the police. Well, counting your pint as a carvery dinner. Very good. Walker to come on at 65 minutes, predicts Scottish TV gold. Does Robbie bollock them at half time? Ask Robbie, I suppose. Well, count your pie as a carvery dinner. It feels like it at this point. It really does. So
Number 2.
number 2.
Only
Eh?
yawn number 2. You've done well considering it's been that bad. You've only yawned twice.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Like it was like 4 yawns in the first 10 minutes last week. You know, it was like.
Oh, that's the door. And that is a pie. Thank you very much.
Where's mine?
It was awful. Where's
Laurie,
yours, Dad? You've ordered a pie to Mustafa for Laurie and for Neil.
Fraser's a butcher at Craig and Tinney Avenue.
Is he telling me to get my own now? Is that what he's saying to me?
Yes, that is what he's saying. 65 minutes, I reckon.
So just
Sweepstake, yes.
Just to jump in as well, just £565 on the fundraiser. It's in the. Where do I point, Aaron? Is it down? The link?
Down, yeah. So in the
Down,
description
down.
down there, yeah.
So if you would like, then you can donate to Big Hearts. We had Craig Wilson on, of course, before the game talking about it. Some of the great work that Big Hearts does, you can find out on their Twitter page or their website, bighearts.org.uk. But if you want to donate, a couple of quid, whatever you can, please do so. It all goes directly to a big cause. We are not getting paid for anything we're doing today. Completely free stream. And if you do provide a donation, you will also be in with a chance to win a signed Hearts shirt. A draw will be made of everyone who donates. And at the end of the game, or some point after full time today, Big Hearts will pick a winner at random. And I think we'll maybe just put it up on the respective Twitter feeds. So yeah, get in, donate, all for a good cause. And I'd rather talk about that than Arbroath nil Hearts.
And the first 45. Am I doing it for the pie? Absolutely yes. Half-time pie review. Well, I will shut up and demolish my pie and let you know my thoughts on it. It's the same as usual. It's the macaroni, the staple diet of this channel. It's absolutely superb. Maestro's in here. How you doing? Usual viewer of the stream. The pie looks brought correct. It is. Score prediction for the second half, gents. I'll say 1-0 we'll nick it.
Yeah.
Same story as last time, I guess. Yeah, obviously it was 70th minute when Hearts travelled to Gayfield in October. Craig Whiting with a goal from that Michael Smith ball over the top. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the way it goes the second half. I'd like to get it. I'm going to go 2-0 still. I really want to be. I'm going to be a happy clapper. I have to be.
Yeah, I'm not going to change. I'm going to stay 2-0. We'll get one and then we'll get the second. That'll be fine. So it'll be cool.
To be fair, one of these. I mean, to play devil's advocate, it's obviously we're not going to pretend it was a decent first half, and Hearts can be frustrating to watch. But one thing that was interesting, I listened to This Is My Story, the podcast as well, with Jamie Walker on it, and one of the points that he was talking about, and he mentioned Lewis Moore, who obviously is at Arbroath on loan now, is the fact that lots of these sides are completely different when you're playing for Hearts against them than when you're playing for them for other sides in the Championship.
Yeah.
And obviously I'm paraphrasing, but Walker suggested that Moore said it's like playing a different team. When you're playing for Hearts against these sides, it's like a cup final for them. They're all up for it. It's really hard. And I guess they're all given that little bit extra because it's seen as a scalp for them. Whereas when it's Arbroath, it feels maybe like a more normal game for them. So there's a bit more space. It's a bit more relaxed. It's not quite as much of a battle. And I think that there has to be a bit of that taken into account this season. And that's not to say that you completely admonish anything that's happened when Hearts have put in performances that have been unacceptable. But some of these games, like you saw Ayr last week, it was 11 men behind the ball for large spells, and it's so difficult, no matter who you've got in your team, to break that down. I think at times.
I think that's for me where we spoke about somebody opening the door. I think the phrase used to be always mentioned when you spoke about Dennis Bergkamp, because Bergkamp could always unlock the door. You need. We're not going to have. Unfortunately, we're not going to have somebody like that. But we never know. We might unearth someday. But you kind of need somebody with that bit of craft and a bit of difference to do it. And maybe Irvin's the man to do it, but he needs to just play 5 yards further up. You know what I mean? And you play somebody behind him. But I
think Gary Mackay-Steven was possibly signed for that little bit of spark that we didn't have, and it's obviously not worked out. And Aaron was making a good point that you didn't want to, you don't want to write him off yet. He's played this is his 11th appearance today, so he's not played a lot for us relatively yet. It's a new team. He's not been able to gel and settle into the new team yet. So I think there's a few players there that I'd hope will kick on and become important for us. That's not to say there's a guarantee that they will, but when things are a bit more normal, they can become more of a team. They can mix together. Maybe we'll see more of this Hearts team in the new season, which will be, it'll be in the Premiership.
I think as well, you got everybody compares to when we were in the Championship before, and it's the circumstances are completely different from the last time, because the last time it was like, right, we've saved the club, everybody was on a positive, even after I suppose when our neighbours got relegated as well, it kind of helped because we had beat them at Easter Road and all these things, and it was a proper atmosphere when you went to games. It really meant everything this time was really negative, and it was like, why has this happened? It shouldn't have happened. I'm all for. I know the season was finished early, but it was like we were still rock bottom. It's like, come on, guys, what's happening? That time seemed more mismanagement compared to the other time was mismanagement in a different way. So I think that's probably made a big factor as well because of the atmosphere of the place. You had all these kids the last time. We had our Walkers, our Pattersons, and our Nicholsons, and all these kids that come on. I've met Billy King in the pub, and his older brother Adam, and I met him, and I said that to 3 guys I knew. I was like, through all the guys that we had in that team, Billy King was excellent because he used to be able to square a guy up and beat him. He didn't have to knock the ball past him and run out. He would just go, wait, I'm just going to stand square to you and I'll beat you. It was
very
brilliant.
Two-footed as well. Very two-footed. I like Billy King. It's funny.
Don't forget how good he was, actually.
Adam was actually the first player who co-commentated with me.
What was he?
2013 at Pittodrie, Adam King came on, and I was actually very impressed with his sort of knowledge of the game and his ability to talk about it. I thought he seemed to have a really good kind of football head on him. And maybe it was one that had a bit of promise, and I know we kind of had to sell him because we needed the cash at the time. But there's a lot of what ifs with these players, isn't there?
Yeah, I suppose it's we all get too excited when we see a young guy coming in, and can quite easily. Magnus is decent. It can quite easily, can go the wrong way, and if they don't take to it well. I mean, you look at. I hope I'm wrong, but you look at the likes of Cochrane and that. When Cochrane hit the scene. He's on the same sort of diet as Aaron at the moment. He maybe needs to fill out a wee touch. So
I'm still trying. I'm still trying to fill out. It's no working.
You'll get there, mate. It's fine.
The metabolism is ridiculous. I physically cannot put on weight, no matter what I try.
Don't knock it. Don't knock it,
mate. Just wait. You're an adult.
I'm an old man. That won't last. But
it's too easy to get, how do you put it? It's too easy to get too excited about young guys. You want them to flourish in the right environment. Cochrane's been great, but he probably needs to play at a lower level consistently for a while to get roughed up and just, have a bit of stature about him to help him out and things like that. Because
he's actually out of contract at the end of the season, Harry Cochrane.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
And so far, there appears to be no attempt to retain his services. Although I remember a while back, I'm sure, there was talk of him extending his loan at Montrose to the end of the season and signing a new contract, but that appears to have all went quiet. And with Nielsen's comments in the press earlier this week, it appears to be that most of, if not all, the out-of-contract players will be getting shifted on, so like your Frears, your Berras, and unfortunately, unless he signs a new deal, your Irvings and your Cochranes. So it's interesting to see how the squad will look going into the Premiership campaign next season.
Yeah.
Indeed. I see someone tell me I need to get a pint in. Shall I go and pour the first one?
Go on,
then.
You deserve it. You've had to watch that first half.
Frazzle banana, get that pint. Right, okay.
We'll get you on one week as well when Aaron's legally allowed one as well. We can have a one as well. So.
Tremendous.
Go get
Not
one.
a bother. The Gable Endy wants us to beat Arbroath for it. We're doing our level best not to at the moment, but here's hoping we can get that done in the second half. Second half score predictions, if you haven't already, fire them down there and let us know what you think. What players realistically do you think we should be after in the summer? Well, one player that I know we're interested in is Declan Gallagher, as revealed in Edinburgh Live earlier. Yes, Neil, the Declan Gallagher, that one, the one that scored against us, the one that you're a much bigger fan of than Mr. Halkett, I know that for certain.
Yeah, definitely. Wow. Yes,
Though
but we were interested in Stuart Findlay as well, and then he went to America.
yes. And bear in mind, there's also rumours that Aberdeen, Dundee United and Cardiff City also want him. So I suppose it's all about who makes the better pitch. But you never know. Playing regularly in Scotland, and because he's 30 now, so I reckon him playing regularly in Scotland will benefit his chances of getting a Scotland cap, although it could be his last chance to get that big money move down south. But surely you'd rather play regularly when you're in like that stage of your career. You'd want to play regularly. It'd be on decent money anyway. It's all about actually playing football.
He won't be on life-changing money at Motherwell. He'll be on a decent wage. He'd probably be able to double his salary at Hearts or Aberdeen. But Cardiff might go. I remember stories of I can't really say it. I was going to say of an ex-player going down to a certain English Premiership club and asking saying we'll go in and ask for X, and they got offered like 3 times that, and they walked out and went, thanks very much, there you go. So, it could be easily at Cardiff. He could probably easily at Cardiff go down and get 10, 12, 15 grand a week. He's not going to get that in Scotland unless he goes to Celtic or Rangers.
Yes. Celtic or Rangers, who I don't think would really want to sign him. Celtic probably more likely than Rangers to want to sign Declan Gallagher. Russell Glenn Cross, is going for 2-0. 1-0, I'll be happy. I'll snap your hand off for a 1-0 win, I'll be perfectly honest with you. What do you think about this one then, gents? Getting Gino on a contract. Those sunglasses from Bobby Lynn are absolutely ridiculous. Get them gone. Get them to France. What is this? What is this rubbish? They are... That's ruined my afternoon seeing Bobby Lynn wearing them. What is he playing at?
I'm probably not going to get a job as a barman anytime soon with that head, but I've got my pint from Stags in Musselburgh, thank you very much. And this is in the jam tart glass.
Have you got your jam tart glass? Yes, excellent.
I do. Yep. Courtesy
It's a great glass, isn't it?
My pal on Twitter.
Wonderful.
Jam Tart, you can visit them. Lots of good merchandise. He's doing a book just now, an illustrated book of Hearts. And look at the timing. The 2 teams are back out, ready to get underway in the second half. See, I'm not on duty today, but I feel like I'm doing something wrong now because I'm drinking a pint while I'm looking at the game.
Relax, Laurie. It's a safe space, okay? You're allowed to sit back, relax, enjoy a much-needed pint because you're watching Heart of Midlothian Football Club after all.
It's completely unofficial as well. So if you want to let a couple of things slip, it's or a few obscure words that you wouldn't be allowed on commentary, fire away.
Yes, good point, Neil. Yes. This is unofficial. This is not affiliated with my work for Heart of Midlothian Football Club, and the second half is underway at Gayfield. Hearts they're shooting to I think it's the harbour end they call it the second half, not to the pleasure land side of the ground. Let's hope for some goals for the men in sky blue today, not for the men in maroon.
Geez, what?
Come on, Nigel. Here we go.
Free kick.
Hey!
Oh dear.
He just DD'd him from the top rope. What's all that about?
I know it was a bad touch from Andy Halliday, but it was
shock.
Andy Halliday getting a bad touch and the boy body checked him. So
my question is, who's that random punt on the blue jacket? I saw him in the first half, right? And I'm thinking, cameraman. He's not got a camera. He's not got a check a clipboard. Like, who is this man?
Ball boy.
His mysterious blue jacket man has returned. His motives are unknown.
Referee Ewan Anderson today, it's given me the fear because he's had 2 Hearts games so far this season. First game was the Betfred Cup game that we emerged victorious against East Fife when I actually came on your stream, and I couldn't commentate that game because East Fife didn't have anything that worked. The second game was away to Wraith and we won 4-0, and you might remember there was a red card that I completely missed. So
I did remember that, yes.
I've got the absolute fear of a repeat Cammy moment, Chris Kamara moment.
The absolute Elliot fear of missing out.
If you miss it, though, it might be due to the stream this time or the beer.
I'll have an excuse.
You've got a perfect excuse, yeah.
Will you be following Edinburgh City again? Of course, as a standard procedure. White on for GMS. Not that I can see. Has he came on? I'll have to check Twitter.
Well, I was at the bar, but you need to be. I thought you guys would be keeping tabs on.
No, GMS is not. GMS is now wide right, as we can see him.
Nope, one change at the break, but it was Aaron
McInnes
who went off for
McInnes, yeah. Why is the Arbroath chat box showing up? Go away, I don't want you. Shot finds at the stand. Lovely.
How many
More of that
how
shit,
many
please.
viewers do we have here?
382 currently.
Gary Crawford just messaged me asking where I got the pint glass from. It is from Jam Tart. What's the exact? I'm trying to remember his exact Twitter handle. It's like
Underscore
jamT.art.
I think it is.
And if you go on
I
his
shall find it.
Twitter, yeah, if you go on his Twitter page, he should have a link to the shop that he does. I don't know
It's
if he has them
jam
in stock.
underscore tarts on Twitter.
See
Okay.
that?
So that's where you get one of these fine glasses. They're great. They've got lots of different designs related to hearts, obviously. And I shouldn't hold this so near my screen.
You're just asking for a bath. You're asking for a beer shower.
And I've already spent 400 quid getting this laptop fixed after a cup of tea spilled. Not even on it, just next to it.
Sore one.
It's Arbroath on the attack early in the second half. It's Jack Hamilton's brother Colin with a cross from the left and Popescu who hooked clear in the end. Both our centre backs look like they need the hairdressers to reopen, actually, don't they? They both look like it's getting a bit long.
Yeah.
It's it's the lockdown ban. I must say I will miss the Hearts players running around with ridiculous haircuts after lockdown is over. Although I say that I'll be back in the stadium being able to see the perfectly I'm sorry, Gary Mackay-Steven. Nick of that. Dead badger on the head.
Wait,
Come on now, son.
You are just jealous, so don't.
I cut my own. I cut the front of this and the back and the sides. And I let my other half do the back, which is the bad bit. There's just this big. That's why it's lucky you don't see the back of my head.
I mean, in fairness, I've not got much hair left to cut. I was letting the old man do some homemade skin fades. However, I'm now just going to grow it out, and when the barber's open, I'm just going to go and look, pal, just sort it, please. Because there's not much, not here on the top, but the sides could do a bit of touching up, and just this. Can you see here? Like, it's just what is that? Neck of that. It requires sorted and more hair, ideally, but it does require
level. Incidentally,
sorted.
Away to Morton. Second goal of the afternoon in the championship. Morton won. Queen of the South won. Doesn't really affect us, but if you're interested.
The score, Craig Aitken, is down below Neil. It is Arbroath 0, Heart of Midlothian 0.
0-0, 5th minute of the second half. Not much to tell you about the second period so far. Hearts are in possession. Just trying to see how the sub has changed things. Looks like it's White on the left just now as Boyce tries to get into the box and out comes Derek Gaston to smother before the Hearts striker could get there. So yeah, 5 minutes have elapsed in the second period. Sadly, it's still goalless.
Hawk, the website is thehearts.co.uk. That's the website that's been linked on his Twitter. So that's the website there, Hawk. If you put that in your browser, you can get a hold of the website there. I'll leave it up for a few minutes. Quick social media plug once Laurie's done.
Sorry, on you go. No, I was just going to say 640 quid now, and the donations absolutely superb. Keep them coming.
Can we hit 1k by the end of the stream? Come on, get going. Let's raise some money. The target again, Laurie. What's the number that's been set?
I just picked a number out. It's 1878, which happens to be the same year that Arbroath were formed. I don't.
Fair enough.
Any,
it's not
any excuse to be. It's not like I'm using my pettiness and bitterness from not being at the game today to try and raise money for charity. I thought at least I'd put it to a good use, a good cause.
You've got to respect it, as I say, you really do. Instagram by Laurie's left ear is We Are The Goggy Boys, and Twitter is AaronFacer37. If you want to follow me over there for updates on future streams, feel free, because there's a lot of you watching this now, obviously, who will be first-time viewers, because I've never had this many folk on the stream in my Nelly puff. So I'd really appreciate it if you could subscribe down there and follow me on my socials so you can be kept up to date. I've been doing these streams for around, well, since the season restarted, I suppose, but around 5-6 months, I'd say. Me and Neil started doing them from I think it was the first championship game we done them, really.
I think the first time I joined you was Arbroath on the Friday night.
It was actually, funnily enough, that was Neil's first appearance on these. But we've been doing these to kind of bring the whole community chat aspect back into football, because it's what we miss the most. Not because it's sitting at home watching the games all well and good, but you're by yourself. So it's better to be in like a chat box to interact with folk. So if you want to come back on the streams in the future, I'd love to have you on. You can Stay updated by subscribing and following social medias. I'll hand you back to Laurie so you have to hear me waffle for much longer.
Hearts have won a corner on the left-hand side, just past the 52-minute mark. So this could be a big opportunity for the away side. Gary Mackay-Stevens going short. I think the ball's going to come in the box. Looks like Michael Smith's gone over. Floats it in. Right across. Missed by Popescu, I think, and it goes out in the end for a goal kick. So opportunity gone. Wasn't a bad ball into the box, but in the end, no takers at all. 0-0.
I'm just seeing what you've described just now because of my dodgy internet connection. And Popescu's got like a bit of a trait of getting into very good positions and just heading like a 50p heat.
Aye. Well, talking of 50p, 50 pence heeds, I was having this debate with Liam actually from This Is My Story. I do not think Castanier had a Scooby what happened last week when that hit off him instead of Walker.
Not a Charles dance that he intentionally flicked that back. That goal gave me very Jason Holt versus Rangers flashbacks. Remember that one? It kind of bounced about and just fell to an edge of the box.
Yeah.
Similar vibes, just obviously lower caliber of opposition, but there's not a Charles dance that Castanier's flicked that back for Walker to ram it. He's tried to head that. 100% right. Oh, we've got a Burka Kara fan in the chat. Oh, that's giving me memories I never wanted.
Oh, what?
Oh, don't. I'm still not over Prince Bobbin being on penalties for that game. Like, genuinely, right? He, against Infinite the previous round, he slots at bottom right, cool, fair enough. The second round, the keepers clearly watched that game. Like, if you get a penalty, this man will take it and he'll put it in this exact place. Like, you could have, like, throw your cap on that penalty, and it still annoys me because see if we'd scored that goal. Obviously, it swings and roundabouts many years ago, but I reckon see if we scored that goal, we're pumping them. We're absolutely pumping them, but then we got put out by them. So I prefer not to speak. I really do.
Hearts on the attack, but again, I just jumped in too early. Just when I thought it was going to be a promising attack, Arbroath nipped it away, and now it's the home side's turn to come away with it. And now, this is actually promising for the home team, which is not what we want to see. It is Bobby Lynn in possession in a central position. Chips out to the left. That's a terrible pass. It sums it up. Bobby Lynn just...
You were scaring me there, Laurie.
Oh,
you were scaring me very much.
Dearie me. 10 minutes in the second half.
Jeez,
yeah.
That's bad. That's...
The pass.
Oh, what are you doing, you muppet?
That's like a clearance.
Yeah, I reckon I could put a better pass than that. And I've got 2 left feet.
Oh, no, it's cleared away. So it looks like AD White's gone out to the left. I'm struggling to see exactly what the system is. If someone's watching and has a better idea, they can let me know. I'm not accustomed to trying to do it this way. But Hearts have won a free kick. It's about 40 yards from goal. And the way things are going, this is probably going to be the best route to
have a shot. Bring back Oztuck for one half. Come on.
Andy Irving standing over it. So it's out on the right, so he should be able to curl this one towards the Arbroath goal. Steps up, whips into the box. It's over a hit. It goes past everyone. Out for a goal kick. 55 minutes
That's
played.
not what you want to hear, is it? Robbie Nielsen looks like Vigo from Ghostbusters. I've not seen the original Ghostbusters, so I can't really...
He does a wee bit look like Vigo, yeah. The guy in the painting. I don't worry, have you seen that?
I've seen Ghost. I've not seen it in ages. I like about Ghostbusters, but I can't.
The guy in the painting, the boy that comes out of the painting, they sit and worship it and everything like that. He's like a mythical ex baddie or whatever, and he comes out of this painting, and that's who they go after. He does look a wee bit like Vigo.
I'll take your word for it. I'd have to look it up.
You'll have to go to look for that, yeah, I know.
Come on, I can now 2-1 up. I believe Lafferty did score both of those goals.
Rory McKenzie scored the second goal.
Oh, I did it. My mistake. Ghostbusters 2, says Mr. Banana. Interesting. Wait. Let's have a sweepstake in the chat. And lads, when's Walker going to get thrown on? Inevitably win this game. I reckon it'll be 65 minutes he'll come on.
Kenny McLean has scored for Norwich. So another Scotsman.
I think I'll have to. We need a wee spark from somewhere. So yeah, I would expect you're probably about right with that. long ball over the top from Hearts there, but it's pretty comfortably dealt with by O'Brien, who just cushions it back to Derek Gaston. And yeah, we're approaching the hour mark and still no real change. I mean, I don't know
1-0 to Wraith Rovers.
I don't know how you two feel. I don't know how you two feel about these away games. If it's a case of we just got to get the job done, and if we can get a 1-0 win here, then we forget about how impressive or not impressive it was to watch.
End of the day, it's all about getting promotion.
And it's Halkett has to get back there and make a big challenge, and he's knocked out for a corner, but it was Jack Hamilton who picked up edge of the Hearts box, and he's had to make an evasive move over to him, and he's knocked it clear. Arbroath corner, but I mean, at this stage of the game, it's pretty even, I would say.
I noticed that the half-time draw for both prizes have both been local clubs in Arbroath. The cricket club and the
box headed down.
club.
It's a scramble, and Nongdwie clears. That was verging on a stramash in the Hearts box from the corner, though. Slightly nervy. I think if an Arbroath player had been on hand, they could have knocked that in from a few yards out. I think Hearts need to up their game here.
Ooh, get it out. Yes, I know I'm Sky plus one. Yep, Chris Buck, 3-1 to Kilmarnock in the Premiership. Mr. TV Gold is saying win 1-0 and I'll be happy. Just needs to get the season over and done with now. But yeah, like to your earlier point, Laurie, as long as we can win these games, I'm no fussed. Even in the Prem, away games for me about the result.
I think that's a big thing, isn't it? Because now people just have to do what we're doing here, sit at home and watch a crappy stream, whereas in the past it would have been about the day out.
Yeah. No, that's totally it.
Picks up right side of the box, shot towards goal, and it's saved by Gaston. He smothers it and holds on to it. I'm not sure who was bearing down on goal for the rebound, but the keeper makes sure he doesn't spill it. But that was a half chance there from Nongdwie. Got a flick on, got it back from Boyce. It's a tough angle, and I think he actually does well to get that out of his feet and on target, but it stays 0-0.
You see Boyce does really well there as well after getting pushed down and getting the ball trapped within his knees to lay it off.
Sure, free kick by the way. If Boyce doesn't dig out that pass, that's a free kick to Hearts. He got the bloody elbow to the neck.
It did look like he was fouled. I don't know if it's been an advantage by the referee or not there.
That appeared to be one. The arm stayed by his side. So was that our first shot on target? I believe it was.
Oh, let me try and check if I've got any. I can't think of one off the top of my head. We'll see if I can get some match stats.
60 minutes for a first shot on target against Arbroath. Glorious, Hearts. Absolutely glorious.
Try to find if there's any live match stats, but I'll see if I can get that. But yeah, do you not think in the past people would have a day out, go to the pub, out with your mates, go to the game, have a sing-song?
That's what you miss.
You wouldn't really be overly analysing whether your 1-0 win was brutal to watch because
you're more worried about counting the amount of cuts and bruises on your shins after you fell down 5 rows of seats.
Aye, exactly.
Alan Maguire of the old team is certainly not happy with the standard of football Hearts are serving up. Which is fair as well. I get that. But bearing in mind, you've seen your team play against Bayern Munich in the UEFA Cup. I'm seeing them play Arbroath away on a Saturday evening.
That was the first shot on target from either side, apparently.
Oh my God.
So at the moment, apparently the live stat, 61 minutes in, is 62% possession Hearts, 38% possession Arbroath. 2 corners each, no cards yet, and 1 shot on target, and that was that one there, and that was for Hearts. 4 off target for Arbroath and 2 off target for Hearts, which probably gives a fair reflection of the game after 61 minutes.
Can we please never talk about Popescu's attempted through ball there ever again? Right, cheers.
I just pretended it didn't happen.
Yeah, understandably so. Awful. What was that all about?
Arbroath try to come down the left-hand side, and they've nabbed it from Michael Smith. This is a chance here. Cut back into the box. It's blocked in the end, and it will be another corner to Arbroath. But Michael Smith robbed in the left corner, and it was a better chance than that cutback actually showed. I think there was more on for Arbroath there. It was either Halkett or Popescu again with the stream. It's hard to tell. But it was blocked away, and it will be a corner so I'll keep with you for this because we're almost at the 62-minute mark, and Arbroath have threatened a little bit more than Hearts in the second half. It's whipped in now, cleared at the near post, and it will bounce out for a corner. A throw-in rather that time. It stays 0-0, but just a little bit lax there from Michael Smith, I thought.
Not normally a phrase you associate with the Ulster Cafu, is it?
The
No.
Ulster Cafu. 40 Pilo, Ulster Cafu. And...
We've got, I don't know, what's next? What's the next nickname we're going to give somebody?
Oh, I came up with a terrible one when I was chatting to, obviously it was Adam Kennedy who came up with that on the Perthy Paisley podcast, and I mentioned one to them and I can't even remember what it was now.
Probably a good thing.
It probably is a good thing. I was messing around. Oh, it's going to be a yellow card for Liam Boyce. First booking of the game.
Let's see, what's he done?
And Arbroath Stream has a little hand that pops up in the bottom corner with a card.
Let's see, what was Boyce done?
It's a foul on
he's-
O'Brien. I think he just left the boot in a little bit.
He's kind of chopped him, to be honest. I'll give him that.
It
How's
looked
the
like a yellow
Arbroath
card.
commentary? We've all got it muted to save our ears.
Someone
With
had to
very
tell
good
us,
reason.
obviously. Yeah.
Yeah.
To be fair, depends what you're after. I mean, I've heard clips of them and they sound like entertaining in many ways. I'll put it. And
Aye.
I heard them doing a poem one week, which was quite entertaining. But yeah,
A poem.
yeah.
Now,
I did
myself
one
and Neil
one
have
week.
done some questionable things on this stream, but a poem. A poem has not been something that's been coming out of our mouth just yet.
No, I
I
don't
did
think
it
so.
once.
No.
I did it once for a commentary at Dens Park. I did a Christmas poem.
I seem to remember that. I've got a vague recollection of you doing that.
Yeah, I could probably find it, but we got beat that after being 2-0 up.
Oh, was
We
that
beat 3-2.
the 90th minute Patterson own goal?
Um,
In that awful pink and yellow kit?
it would have been the pink and yellow. Would it have been? You know what? I can't even remember.
Because
I
if so, that
was
was
it
my
Ian?
first trip to Dens. Whole way in
possibly.
saying we've got Ian Cathro at 2-0 up, and then we bottled
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
And then
that
they were singing.
that was my first trip to Dens. Well, I'll admit it. I did sin. I did sing that song at the time, and I've never
My first
never
trip
felt
to
more
Dens, we went
second-hand
bottom of the
embarrassment.
table
Oof.
back in '98 or '99. I think Eddie Annan scored 2 goals. There's a blast from the past.
Was that the year before we won the Scottish Cup then? It would have
Year
been,
after.
Was it the year after, was it?
Aye, we had a poor season the year after, but obviously a lot of it to do with the man we're talking about, Cameron, not being available.
Yeah. We still finished. Did we not still do quite well that year, though?
I think we finished 6th in the end. We had a late flurry, but obviously we were kind of battling in the bottom spots for quite a bit of it.
Yeah.
It was a grim day at Dens Park. Arbroath coming forward here, picking up at the edge of the Hearts box, forced away from goal, but it's Craigan now. They've got out on the left still, half chance. Craigan to the byline, whips it across the box, but it's a really poor final ball, well over hit. And Arbroath will have to go again from the right. Driving towards the Hearts box, Chancellor left foot shot is miles over Craig Gordon's crossbar. Maybe even reached Pleasure Land, I'm not quite sure.
Oh,
Arbroath 0, Heart of Midlothian 0.
Whoa!
interesting attempt at a shot there. It's a conversion for Arbroath.
I've been in that away end many times supporting Montrose. In particular in our famous 2-1 Montrose Scottish Cup win in 2001 when Andy Webster was still at Arbroath.
I was not born.
Oh, cheers, mate.
Anytime. Anytime, Laurie, anytime. Ali Houston
Stephen with a
couldn't
nice
go
wee-
back to Dens for 3 decades. Oh, 86, understandable.
Nice play by Gary Mackay-Stephen. He's won Hearts a free kick. He flicked it away from
Yeah.
Colin Hamilton and drew the foul. So he's won Hearts a free kick. It's a decent position, actually, this. It's a crossing position, unless you're Paul Hartley and the goalkeeper's Zibby Malkowski. But it's maybe, 4 or 5 yards from the right side of the box, going away from goal, if that makes sense. So a decent angle for a cross. This could be an opportunity for Hearts here. We've got 66.5 minutes on the clock. Irving will take it.
Come on, Pirlo. Give us a delivery, son.
2-man Arbroath wall is ready. I don't know who's up because the camera doesn't show that, but I'm sure we've got plenty of bodies in there somewhere.
Here's
Irving
hoping.
steps up. It's a low one at the box. It's right across and it's sliced over the crossbar by one of the Arbroath players. And that could have been an absolute comedy moment there. It was a low free kick and it goes right to the... It's only about 2 yards from the line in the end, and it's a big slice over
by
the
the
bar
way.
for a corner kick.
Could be an own goal there.
I mean, that's
Comedic own goal.
a cracking cross. Because the first man is Boyce like runs over the ball to deliberately leave it. Wow.
Corner into the box from Hearts has come to nothing, and there's an Arbroath player down, so we'll get a slight break in play.
It's slightly annoying being behind because like I've got all the hope and anticipation. I'm like, he's not taking the corner yet, and it comes to nothing. Great, I've still got 5 seconds to sit and wait for this nonsense corner
Sorry.
to come in.
Do you want me to pause my stream briefly to get you up to speed?
I don't know if that works.
We've tried this with
Does that
previous
not
streams. Give it a whirl, see if it works. But sometimes if you pause it, it just goes right back to the live time. But you can give it a try.
Well, just give me 1 second because I have absolutely no idea. Oh, it's going to be a drop ball. I had no idea what was happening there, but because the Arbroath player was down, I think play got stopped. AD White seems a bit confused as to what's going on as well. Do we all go out and then go in at the same time? That work?
What's your timestamp then, boys?
I'm 68:12.
I'm 67:58. So if you pause it this now, Laurie, I'll let you know when we actually. What time are you on now? Actually,
I'm on 60. So if I wait to 68:30, shall I
Yeah.
do that?
then pause it on that, and then I'll
Okay.
tell you when I've caught up.
Right. Okay. So
And
I'll
yourself,
pause it
Neil,
exactly
you're on-
68.
I'll get to 68:30 and stop it. Because I'm on.
Oh
68.
shit! This doesn't work. I paused it and it
Ah.
somehow went back again. Right. I'll try and pause it at 68:30.
Right.
Right. I've done it.
25, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. We're back.
Oh,
It just goes to live, doesn't it?
Jump ahead.
It's one of those streams. Some clubs are nice about it. Some clubs let you pause it live. Other ones, like our hosts today, are less sporting. Maybe they're onto us.
So, Hearts have made a sub.
Look, Castanier on for GMS. Interesting. It's not the sub
did
I
I miss that
wanted.
when I paused, or is it just not happened yet?
It's happened now on 69 minutes. Bang on.
He's in. Sorry, my pause. I totally didn't get that. Sorry, Castanier on. Hearts have got the ball in the box. Actually, it's with Nongdue 15 yards from goal. Back out to the left, into the box again. Nongdue can't get onto it, and Arbroath get it clear. But yeah, my 20-second pause, I missed that. So Castanier on.
Hopefully, we can make a bit of an impact. Unlike Mr. Mackay Stephen, who unfortunately was pretty anonymous
From
today.
the left. Going to break at the back post. Castanier drives it into the area. It's still alive. Touch towards goal. It's off the line. It's a Stramash. It's off the line a second time. And Hamilton clears. It's Colin Hamilton. That is Hearts throw. But that was a real mess. Box. Castanier drilled it in.
Oh!
Boyce onto it.
Those bells. That should be a league not to go in.
And somehow, I'm not even sure, one of the Arbroath players heads it off the line in the end. It stays 0-0.
Oh, that's criminal. It's even worse when you've heard it, felt that tension in real time, and then watched it back. That is torture. Oh, no. Is the camera a CCTV system? It's like watching Crime Stoppers. You're not far wrong, in fairness. It's, I mean, the quality is okay. It's a shame the camera doesn't follow the ball very well.
He's Michael Smith on the right, dancing his way into the box, but he was dispossessed, but he was fouled, and it will be another Hearts free kick. About 3 or 4 yards in from the byline, the touchline, I think. So another good crossing position. I think Andy Irving will take it again, but we are now past the point where Craig Whiting had scored for Hearts last time they were at Gayfield. Still 0-0.
I'll get the matchsticks to prop my eyelids open, lads. Could be a long 20 minutes or so.
Irving curls it in. It's all the way across the box, and Hearts will try and pick up on the left. Chance still on, blocked by Cragen, I think, and it spins out for the Hearts throw, maybe 6 or 7 yards from the corner flag, attacking down the left. We've got 18 and a half minutes left. And remember, Arbroath have not avoided defeat against Hearts since a game at Tynecastle in March 1975.
Oh, well.
They avoided a since Arbroath got a point against Hearts. Thrown into the box. comes off an Arbroath player to the back post. Castaneer looking to keep it alive. And the flag is up in the end. That's an offside, or possibly it went out for a goal kick. Your guess is as good as mine, but it's certainly an Arbroath ball.
No idea.
So yeah, the last time Arbroath avoided defeat against Hearts, it was 22nd of March 1975. They drew 0-0 at Tynecastle. Jim Cruikshank was in goals. Alan Anderson was a captain, and Drew Busby was in attack. Arbroath's last win against Hearts was the year prior in November '74. That was here at Gayfield in a 3-1 victory. Hearts did lose a friendly here in June 2019, and I think you guys were maybe there for that one, right?
I wasn't there.
Yeah, I was there, so it was not good.
Still some players remaining from that, actually.
Yeah.
Berra started in that game. I did have the list somewhere, actually. What have we got?
Yeah, Michael Smith would have been there.
Yeah, we had Slamal, Cochrane, Berra, Whiten and Moore technically still in the books. Henderson. I think some of the younger players maybe as well.
Yeah, they played a lot of youngsters that day.
Off to the fun fridge. Very good idea there, Hawk. Also 1-0 to Ayr United, and we're also being asked on our favourite away day. Funnily enough, Arbroath's up there for me. It's one of the best.
I've enjoyed a trip to Arbroath, but never to watch Hearts, because obviously I didn't go to that friendly game and I wasn't allowed in this season. So the only competitive game has been that League Cup game at Tynecastle. But I have been to Gayfield a few times to support the mighty Gable Endies, because when it comes to Angus derbies, there is no other team you should be choosing, despite Arbroath wearing a nice colour.
Time for Walker, surely. We can all hope, we can all dream.
Apparently,
only 16 minutes.
Apparently, the pub across the road does a very, very nice pint of Heverlee, Belgian lager.
That's true. It's the is it the Tootie's Nuke? Tootie's Nuke.
I believe so. I think that's something like that. Yeah.
Rings a bell.
Indeed. Yeah, 16 minutes. I mean, Hearts, you would feel would be the camera's kind of hovering, so maybe there is going to be a change. Oh no, there's a player down. There's a player down for Hearts. Is it Kingsley?
They're not just zooming into the caravans.
No.
We're not being shown the lovely seaside view for no reason.
Are we sure it's not Pixel
Nah, because if it was, it would be more like boxy in its movements, I think.
I thought they did use it before, but maybe it's changed.
I can use it for highlights, but not for TV broadcasts, because I'm pretty sure the game on BBC Scotland the last time we were here, that was obviously not Pixelot, but the actual highlights, that Arbroath put out was Pixelot, so I think they've got both.
Just having a look at how we're doing with Big Hearts donations. 683 just now, so remember, if you're tuning in, you can donate. The link is in the description. All money going to charity. That is not anything to do with us. All goes to Big Hearts for all their really worthy causes they do around Edinburgh and beyond. So yeah, thanks to everyone who's donated so far. We've had over 50 people donate, which is really good.
And we also have a chance to win that signed Hearts shirt. So if you're not already,
Yeah, I should mention that.
You can just go down there.
Thanks. Thank you very much.
There is a raffle.
Yes, you're donating for something. It's not just throwing your money away. Not that it would ever be that way going to charity, but you know what I mean. Like you're getting a chance of something in return if you donate. When do Arbroath sneak a goal to sign this place in the Meltdown? 80 minutes.
Walker's come on, incidentally. Walker's on for Kingsley.
Oh, hallelujah!
Left,
Our prayers have been answered. There's Walker a clock.
Arbroath get it clear. So Hearts have a corner. We've got 14 minutes left. Walker's on for Kingsley. The 1-0 win is coming. I feel it.
I can feel it in my bones. It's a last-minute Walker free kick where he runs and gets right up an empty stand. And Dick Campbell.
So, corner from the right. Irving will take it. Floats it in. Header one in the end and goes well off target. I think it was Halkett who got his head to it, but he seemed to miscue it slightly. And it will just be a goal kick. So Arbroath 0, Hearts 0. But certainly Hearts have some more options on the pitch. I have to say, no real sign of them opening the scoring. I mean, that one shot on target was a, I would say, routine save for Derek Gaston. So no real test for the keeper at this point.
Laurie, who signed the shirt? Is it the whole squad?
I have to say, I don't know yet. It was Big Hearts who confirmed yesterday, said that they'll sort out a signed shirt. So I don't want to.
Yeah, make any message. Yeah.
I don't make any promises. All I know is they said they'll get a signed shirt sorted. I imagine it's not been prepared yet, so they'll just sort it afterwards. So don't know any details, but there'll be a Hearts shirt, and it'll certainly be signed by some players.
Some players, yeah. You've not watched the game this week. How has it been so far? Well, put it this way. It's 76 minutes and 55 seconds of my life that I'm never going to get back.
One shot on target as Arbroath come forward, but it's a very poor shot at goal. I think it's maybe James Craig, and in the end he drags it well wide of the left post and harmlessly out in front of Pleasureland, which maybe be a more appealing day out just now than...
Let's be real, it probably would be.
I can see that bungee swing in the background. Everything goes out behind there, and I'm like, that looks entertaining.
Oh, man.
I've got a picture actually of an Arbroath Montrose game where I caught when the kid was just above the goal at the back.
Yeah, time and spot on is waiting for that, like, to get to be snap. Superb. Your podcast getting a lot of love in the comments, Laurie.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. As Nongdwe has it for Hearts, I'm hoping this might be a promising attack. Irving, 30 yards out, goes for the long-range shot, but it's blocked away and spins out for a throw-in. Very much appreciate that, yeah. Obviously, it's been something to, I guess, keep us going through lockdown, and I know there's about 753 Hearts podcasts now, but good that there's options out there, because some people will like certain styles and some people will prefer others, so appreciate that.
Ando, play the music.
Yeah.
Still probably the best video I've ever seen on Twitter.
This is my story. I'm actually doing a post-match reaction video after this, and I said, I'll be sitting at my computer, so I'll go on, but I don't know if I'm going to have anything to say at this rate.
Just walk on and go, dug me, and end the call. That's all you have to say.
I'm coming on for my 5 minutes, guys. You can keep 4.
You enter the shirt competition, Gregor, by donating to Big Hearts via the link in the description below, as David Brown's just done. Thank you very much, David. Thank you for donating, and thank you for tuning into the stream. Really appreciate it. For everybody actually who's tuning in to the stream where you've donated, whether you're just watching, you're commenting, all that good stuff, we all appreciate it very much. So thank you very much for tuning in. Trying to enjoy the game.
Chance into the Hearts box, but the attempted cross is blocked. Sorry to cut you off there.
Not to bother.
It looked a bit ominous for a moment. It was Dale Hilson who's come on for Arbroath who picked up on the left-hand side, but it will be an Arbroath corner now, and we've got just over 10 minutes left.
1-0 in Inverness against Dunfermline Athletic. Interesting. Every time you mention Pleasureland, I think that Giuliani is having a press conference.
Corner from the left to the near post. Hearts have got it clear.
Inverness have scored against Dunfermline.
Thank you, Sky Plus One. Kingsley has went off injured. Oh, God.
Yeah, I think he was. The camera kind of panned to him and then panned away, but it looked like he was down, and then that's why he went off. But here's a chance for Hearts. Nongdwe picking up on the left. He's got players in support, but Arbroath getting a lot of bodies back. I think he just needed to keep moving the ball forward quicker there, and a lot of maroon bodies in the way of Hearts. And in the end, I think there's a flag up. But that looked like it was promising for a moment for Hearts. There was maybe, I think, 3 players in attack, and Arbroath had committed a few bodies forward, but just not enough attacking impetus. I feel we slowed it down a bit. But the bizarre thing is, you're saying with all the scores coming in, I'm looking at the live table. As things stand, we'll go further ahead at the top if this stays 0-0.
Really?
Well, because if Dunfermline are losing, we'll go 16 points clear just now. Which I guess sums up this season, doesn't it? If we draw with Arbroath, as things all stand, that we would actually go further ahead at the top.
Yeah.
It's laughable. That's the only reason we're so far ahead, because all the teams take points off each other.
How many games do we have left?
We have 6 after this.
Right.
But obviously Wraith have 1 more and Dunfermline have 2 more.
Right.
Dundee, I think, have 1 more as well, but who cares about them?
Irrelevant nonsense. What's the game like? Eye bleeding, Max. Eye bleeding.
Still one shot on target, which probably sums it up. I mean, Hearts have had majority of possession. They've had almost 2/3 of it, but unfortunately, it's been a similar story in the end. I thought we looked a bit more direct in the opening minutes, but yeah, just not enough about us again in the final third today. But Arbroath can be a tough team to break down. So if we can nick this in the last 8 minutes plus stoppages,
Wouldn't complain.
I guess we'll just have to try and take that. But I mean, to be honest, in the second half, Arbroath have, I guess, looked just as likely as us to score, albeit that's not very likely.
It's like
Jack Hamilton's picked up
competition
here. Oh, Hearts
of
just get
who
it
can
clear.
try not to score.
I'll speak to Craig Wilson after full time. But what I can maybe do, because I've not had much of a chance to share the link, obviously because we've been commentating, I'll maybe share it a bit after full time.
Yeah.
And obviously, if anyone else wants to donate afterwards, then they can. And I'll maybe see if we can get a time. So yeah, we might not be right after the game that we pick a winner or whatever. I want to give maybe a few people a chance to donate if they're currently tune in. Because at the moment I'm trying to watch this. I don't know why. I'm trying to watch this game.
Just have your eyes. I'm as well just taking my glasses off. 'Cause I can now no longer see what's going on. I must say, it's the most fun I've had all day. I can't see who's on the ball, who's wandering around aimlessly. Bliss. Sweet, sweet bliss, so it is.
Yeah.
4-1 Kelly. Jeez, oh.
Jeez.
They are running riot.
I'm more amazed that there's a couple of guys standing in the park across the road and they've been there for the whole game.
And
I'm
they've not
wondering-
went away home yet.
I'm wondering if they're just catching parts of the game, as you'll see at the top left.
Yeah, oh yeah, I see
Yeah,
what you mean. We're almost at the £700 mark
turned
incidentally
away.
on donations. Oh, we've passed it. I just passed it, as I said that. £700 now passed. Great to see that. Donations coming in, all going to Big Hearts, the official Hearts charity. So superb. Thank you for that. I should probably keep tabs on all the names because there's been so many people donating, but
Yeah.
really good stuff.
Any more subs required, or just going to see this game out with what we've got?
I'm not sure what will change it, but here go Hearts now. Castanier finds Michael Smith overlapping on the right. He's at the byline. Past his man. He's into the box. Smith clips into the area, but straight to an Arbroath player, and the home side get it clear. Decent play by Smith initially, but in the end, the cross was to no one in a sky blue shirt. 0-0. Got less than 6 minutes to go now here at Gayfield. I keep saying here. I'm not there. I'm not here. I'm sitting in my living room.
Here in Laurie's front room, it is still 0-0.
To be fair, there's been about as much match action in this front room as there has been at Gayfield.
Yeah.
More movement from you getting your pint in the Hearts midfield all day.
Aye, indeed.
Bit of a slugfest, I must admit, but another point closer to the title. I have to grit my teeth and say that. But let's be real, we should be hammering teams like this.
Ball's back with Craig Gordon, who's had a pretty quiet afternoon. Over 200 appearances now for Hearts, obviously. Captain's armband. But I think, as he said after Inverness, it's a team game. It's not just down to players to say they've done their bit. I think everyone needs to...
Yeah.
Not that I expect Craig Gordon to step up and hit a
Score a last-minute winner.
He does enough.
I've not seen that. I don't think I've ever seen that in person. A goalkeeper scoring, at the end when they go up. I've seen it obviously on TV and stuff a few times.
Yeah.
Well, I've been asked if you can do a piece on the supporters flag that was sent in. The Granite City Jambos, I believe it is.
Yeah.
Actually, the flag's down there on the profile
Yeah.
picture.
So I was gonna. A few people have asked me about this next week at the game. I was gonna go a little bit earlier and just get my camera out and maybe video all the flags. Is it in the Gorgie stand with the rest of them now?
Thank you. I'll just reply with the comments. Also,
I'll let Gary reply. 'Cause
Yeah.
Gary might know I was up in Aberdeen for 6 years, going back and forth to the Hearts games. So always happy to help. Well, help at any supporters club, but if they have to suffer the misery of Aberdeen and support Hearts, then even more worthy. But yeah, I was going to do that next week. I was maybe going to go into the Roseburn stand. I can't get pitch side, but I'm allowed to go into the stand as I walk around. So yeah, I'll maybe get some more pictures and maybe a video of the flags. Oh, I see Gary messaging now. I'll do that next week, Gary. I'll try and get as many of the flags because a couple of other people asked me that.
St Johnstone 1, Ross County 0, and Laurie's been asked to go up top. Somehow, I don't think he can make it from Musselburgh to Arbroath
Like I
in
tell you,
the 4 minutes that's left.
it's hard watching Hearts, but if you'd seen me play football, Believe me, it could get worse than this. It could get worse. I wasn't very good, and even then I was not very good defender, so not even up front. Flick on from Nongdwe into the Arbroath box from a long throw. It's still alive. Bouncing around, Castaneer picks up edge of the box. He's forced out wide. Arbroath keeping Hearts at bay at the moment. Dale Hilson goes across, makes the challenge, and it's out. It will be a Hearts corner. We've now entered the final 3 minutes.
Oh, here we go.
Andy Irving with a chance to whip this in. Maybe we'll get Craig Gordon up for the corner.
Quite
Might as well at this point.
He did think of himself as a striker when he was younger, but he just couldn't run, he said. Irving with
Got
a
Kieran
corner.
Walker here, a fellow Granite City
Floats
Jumbo.
Flicked away. Corner comes to nothing. It will be a hard throw on the left, but Arbroath resolute, well organised again defensively. Ball hooked.
It's a shame that such a popular stream and a great cause hasn't had the football to match it.
It's across the box and there's a flag. I'm sorry. Looked like a half chance on there, but the flag was up either for an offside or a foul. Again, I'll get the iPad right on my screen. I can't tell quite exactly what it was, but 2 minutes left, 0-0.
Oh, Armand, son, come on now. To bury that. You just swung a leg. Take a touch and control it, man.
Yeah.
As I was saying there, it's such a shame that it's such a massively popular stream. Will most likely break the record for views on the channel for a stream. Just hasn't had the football to match it.
No, but the positive is we've raised over £700 at this point for charity, which is not to be sniffed at.
Laurie, we got a deal.
I don't know about that.
Oh, come on. You like a challenge, don't you? As a former defender, you like a challenge, surely.
I'll take a shot or something, but I don't know if I'd down a pint. That's just a bit coarse.
A bit unnecessary for a 1-0 against Arbroath, one might think.
I'm trying to think if I've got anything I could shot, actually. I don't. I've got vodka in the kitchen, but I'm not. I'm blocking myself into some bother here, aren't I? I'm suggesting that Arbroath with the ball in from the right, incidentally, still in the Hearts box. Eventually, the visitors get it clear, and I think it will go for a throw in the end to Hearts on the left. But we've got 40 seconds left of 90 minutes, and to be fair, as things stand, I think I could agree to do anything if Hearts win, and I'm not sure I'd have to end up doing it. I'm trying to
get turned from the milk carton.
That's a waste, though. That's got to do me in the next couple of hours.
Yeah. I hope that promised to double the money has got big pockets. He said if Hearts win by 3+ goals. So let's just say that won't be happening, I don't think.
I think he's safe.
Yes, his bank account. To be honest, it's probably a very reasonable thing to say. If it comes to fruition, it's a very noble cause, and if not, I mean, it's like, we told you so. No chance of scoring 3.
Went into added time at Gayfield. Hearts have a throw-in in the final third on the right. And this is where we will see if we can actually find out how much added time there will be. Maybe keep an eye on the Hearts Twitter feed. Sometimes they find out.
Or the scoreboard in top left here, I was hoping.
Wishful thinking. Ball into the box. Arbroath get it half clear. Flicked up the park. Irving's after it. It's a bit untidy. Can't get under control, and it's Arbroath who come away with it. And I think the home side will get it clear.
Hamilton have scored against St Mirren to equalise.
Ball hooked into Arbroath there, but yeah.
It's a good laugh to see St Mirren concede late on, but I want Aki's down. So it's like asking what arm do you want chopped off.
91 minutes played. Still trying to see if there's any confirmation of added time yet. I can't imagine there'd be an awful lot. I mean, you'd probably think a max 3 minutes. It's not had an awful lot of stoppages. I mean, Kingsley was down briefly, but see if Arbroath have posted anything. No.
Wishful thinking. They're notoriously quite slow with their social media updates, I think.
Doesn't surprise me.
I know, they've only discovered the wheel there, let alone dial up internet.
91 and a half minutes. 0-0 at Gayfield. Hearts sending it forward. It's flicked at the box. Nongdwe is after it. Gets ahead to it. Arbroath hammer it clear. They've avoided it going for a throw-in, but I think it might come straight back. Eventually, Arbroath send it down, out of play in front of the two dugouts. Throw-in, but it's on the halfway line, and we've played 2 minutes of added time, so I'm going to guess there's not much more than 60 seconds here for Hearts.
Right, I'm gonna venture onto Twitter. Hearts haven't put a tweet out in 15 minutes, by the way. Aidan McDonald, you'd better not be spoiling the score.
I know. Even Laurie's not celebrating too high.
Exactly.
The ball's at the feet of Craig Gordon right now. He says it long. We've got 92 and a half minutes played.
Yeah.
Michael Smith on the right floats it forward. Nongdue after it in the box, but out comes a goalie and picks up in the end. Nongdue ends up in the ground, but I don't think there's a foul in there, and I think someone's messing with us, unfortunately.
Yep, Laurie, you're being blamed for lack of goals.
Again, I'll take the blame for that. Similar to Hearts, rapid decline in form over the last 3 years. Yeah, it's all my fault.
Keep calm and blame it on Laurie. That is
Hearts
all.
come away with the ball here, by the way. Halliday forward. Oh God, I keep getting excited about something, and we play a poor pass.
And you remember it's Andy Halliday on the ball.
We've played 93 minutes, so I think full time is imminent. As I look at the watch there from Ewan Anderson, the ref, Hearts are in possession, but they need it forward now. It's floated up the park. Nongdue gets a touch on it, but it goes into the box, and Gaston picks up, and as goalkeepers tend to do, he'll take as long as he can, which is their right to do at this point. They're 20 seconds, or I'm assuming maybe he's going to play at 94 minutes, but he's a few seconds away from his side getting to what would be a big point for Arbroath.
Do I dare to ask about a man of the match?
No.
No.
Good. Because I didn't want to give one, to be honest.
I don't know who we give it to.
I reckon we give it to Blue Jacket Man. The mysterious stranger on the terraces.
I think we give it as a joint effort to anyone who's donated to the 720
Full time?
pounds
Full time.
we've made on Big Hearts, but yeah, full time Gayfield 0-0, just shy of the 94-minute mark, but I don't think it would have mattered, to be honest. I think that could have went on for another 10-15 minutes, and I don't think it would have made any difference.
Nope.
Disappointing, guys, disappointing.
One positive, Neil. Look below yourself.
Elgin won, yeah, City 1-2-1 on the return, which is good.
Happy days. Well, that was a bit of a slog, but we've got there eventually. Thank you very much to everybody who's came onto the stream and raised a massive amount of money for Big Hearts. Laurie, the latest update on that?
So £721 has been raised. All that goes straight to Big Hearts. So thank you to everyone for tuning in and for donating. It's absolutely superb. That was the main thing we were looking to do today, was promote the charity and make some money for it. We were hoping that we'd have some goals and a decent Hearts game to talk about, but unfortunately, at least we got one of those things.
Hi, we got a lot of love in the comments, by the way. Thank you very much to Kieran, Wes. Shocking game, but they enjoyed it. You've got a lot of love, Laurie, from Stephen Fagan, Rab Gill, saying thanks for providing the entertainment. The best £12 you've ever spent. You're lying. I almost feel sick remembering that I've just paid £12 for that garbage.
So we did. Oh no.
The mug, just right mug on your forehead. It's the absolute mugs that we are. We've shelled out a combined total of, let me think, 36 quid between us.
36, yeah. Yeah, you're still at school. Your maths should be quick. Come on.
I got a D in that 5 for 2 years. Maths is not my forte, shall we say. Despise maths. Even though we're not on the games, we can still get the loud, audible boo from the chat. I think we're going to end that there. We're not going to put you through any more of that. So, thank you very much, guys and girls, for watching today's stream. If you enjoyed it, leave a like and a comment down below and let me know what you thought. Thank you very much for Laurie coming on to today's stream.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me. I appreciated it. It was good fun.
Thank you, Neil, as per usual.
No problem.
Thank you all once again for watching today's broadcast. We are back next week for, let me see, who have Hearts got in our next game? We have got, drum roll please, Queenless, Brother Rangers, I apologise, Brother Rangers on Tuesday in the Scottish Cup. The final day when I'm 17 years of age. That'll be enough getting to that sober. Thank you very much for watching once again, and until next time, I'll see you for more very soon. Until then, take care, and bye for now. Cheers, guys.